Welcome back for round two between your NC State Ice Pack and the Rowan University Profs. Chris Lehman alongside Nick Perazzi here at Invisalign Arena as we get set for the second game between these two teams. And last night, Nick, it was a really strong start for NC State, and they rode a full 4-goal first period to the win.
Yeah, they did, and probably would have been a lot more goals if it wasn't for the penalties that they took last night. And give a lot of credit to Rowan last night. They did a fantastic job staying in the game, not giving up. Had a lot of great chances in front of that last time. Addison Lawrence, though, pitched a great shutout last night, and that's the reason why the Ice Pack hung on with a 4-0 win.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about for NC State, of course, still going to be something to keep an eye on tonight is the absence of 5 players that are overseas in Slovenia right now playing with that ACCHL All-Star team. Drew Bressingham, Captain Garrett Arini, Zach Robinson, Alex James in there as well. So you got a lot of guys that are missing, plus head coach Tim Healy. So there are people who are going to have to step up, and we saw that last night. There's the top line of Nick Shook, Holden Kaufman, and Zach Herman that did a great job and provided a lot of the offense with 3 of the goals. But you also saw the bottom 6 generate a lot of chances, and of course Logan Todd picked up his first goal of the year as well.
Yeah, when talking with Logan Todd during the first intermission report yesterday, he said that this team has a message of win out, can't lose another one. And so far, they displayed that last night. Now, the rest of the game after the first period wasn't really that way, but going into tonight, I think they're going to regroup, say, all right, let's take our discipline to the max here. Let's be disciplined tonight. Let's not take a lot of penalties, and let's prove that we're going to win out the rest of the way.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to be the big thing to keep an eye on tonight is how the penalties pan out, because NC State spent about half of their time in the second and third periods killing off penalties, including that 5-minute major as well. So that's going to be important. Stay out of the box, but on the plus side, special teams looked really good last night.
They did. Rowan did not have a power play goal last night. In the Ice Pack, I believe they had 1 power play goal and 3 chances. And up until that third one, the first 2 power plays, Rowan was only able to clear the puck out of the zone once. NC State was able to just dominate offensive zone time on the power play, wound out with a goal on the second one. And like you mentioned, Chris, special teams as a whole, the penalty kill. And when you're missing 5 of your key guys over in Europe right now, the fact that your penalty kill is able to go, believe they went 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 last night, is something you can really be proud of and hang your hat on.
Yeah, NC State off to a good start in the new year. We'll take a look ahead at this matchup tonight when we come back here at Invisalign Arena.
Welcome to Moe's! At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. The lessons learned here don't end with graduation. A great university goes far beyond campus. It allows you to see the big picture. A great university gives you tools. Community. Partnership. A launch pad. You don't just go to NC State University. You take us with you. We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go, from ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make, with bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Closing in on puck drop between the NC State Ice Pack and the Rowan Profs. Chris Lehman and Nick Prozzi with you here at Invisalign Arena. And Nick, we were talking about that game last night in our prior segment. I want to kind of focus in a little bit more on some of the changes we might see tonight. And when you look at the NC State side, obviously Addison Lawrence, a fantastic game, stopped all 27 shots to pick up the shutout. He is going to be out of the lineup tonight, not because of any issues, but NC State has 3 capable goaltenders, and so they're going to have the other 2, Eric Daniel and Isaac Toyer, dressing tonight, and Toyer is going to get the start.
Yeah, after the game last night, after our broadcast, we spoke to the acting head coaches right now, Alex Rossetto and Eric Mura, and they mentioned they were very hesitant on giving the back-to-back to Addison Lawrence for tonight. They were leaning towards giving the start to Toyer or Daniel, and they're going to give it to Toyer tonight. While on the other side of the ice, it's going to be Coelho once again for Rowan.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see. Coelho had a tough first period, saw a lot of high-quality shots. NC State had a couple of power plays and capitalized on one of them, but he shut NC State out for the final 40 minutes of that game, stopped the 12 shots he faced in the last 2 periods as well. So his game's turning upward at the end of the game last night. We'll see if he can pick up where he left off.
Yeah, and even in that first period, Chris, I think he made a lot of good saves. I think it was just NC State was getting high-quality shot after high-quality shot, and after a while, one of those is bound to get to the back of the net. There's nothing that a goaltender can do sometimes, and I think we saw that a couple times last night. But Coelho started locking in as the game went on, and he really showed that those first 4 goals weren't necessarily all on him, and he locked in tonight. And I think he's in for another good start tonight.
Yeah, and it's, as we're on the topic of goaltenders here, one of the things that Eric Mura mentioned to me last night in the post-game interview was both goaltenders kind of gave up some rebounds last night. There were a lot of loose change sitting around in the slot, so that's something to keep an eye on tonight. Who's able to get to those dirty areas and put the puck in the back of the net from there? Yeah,
and especially for Isaac Toyer, I think that's going to be a tall task for him tonight. We saw Addison Lawrence do a fantastic job of controlling the puck when it was loose right in front of the net, because Rowan loves to create that chaos about a few 2-3 feet right in front of the net, looking to poke the puck through any opening that they can have. So Toyer's going to have to be on alert tonight for that.
All right, we're going to step aside one more time here at Invisalign Arena. We'll come back with our keys to the game and get you set for puck drop here shortly.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Just about 5 minutes left till we drop the puck here at Invisalign Arena between the NC State Ice Pack and the Rowan Profs. NC State won round one last night, 4-0. They'll look to continue with more of the same here tonight. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi with you. We're going to take a look now at our keys to the game for this Ice Pack team as we get set for this game to start. And I think the first one, pretty obvious. If you're NC State, you take 20-plus penalty minutes last night. You have to kill off 7 power plays, including a major penalty and a 5-on-3 in that major penalty as well. Discipline has got to be a little bit better tonight.
It definitely does, and when you look at the circumstances for this game, a win for the Ice Pack will propel them from 7th to 5th in the ACCHL Premier Division standings, jumping Maryland, who's not playing tonight, and the Profs, who they're playing against tonight. So this really is a battle for who wants to get 5th place in the division, add to that total point total. When you're talking about NC State's discipline, they have to calm down with the emotions. That first period, up until the little scrum at the very end of it, was a very good job by NC State, keeping their emotions in check. But as the game went on, we started seeing it just kind of spill over a little bit more and more. And with a 4-goal lead, that's something you don't really want to see. So tonight, it's kind of take a step back. Hey, we spent 22 minutes in the box last game. Let's try to cut that down at least in half.
Yeah, and the next key to the game, I think if you're NC State, you want to mimic your start last night. So a good, quick start where you get on the board, get out ahead early. That takes a little bit of the pressure off as well.
Yeah, and to counter that point for Rowan, I think their big key to this game is get offensive zone time early and sustain time of possession with the puck. Last night, they were just having a really hard time off face-off wins, controlling the zone, couldn't really break it out, especially in that first period. But as the game went on, the penalties kind of helped out as well. They're able to keep offensive zone time. The big thing, though, for Rowan tonight, as well as keeping that offensive zone time, can they clean up the mistakes? Saw a lot of miscues last night. That might be because of the long holiday break, but hopefully tonight they're able to sort that out.
Yeah, and finally, the last key I have here for NC State is something I mentioned towards the end of last segment that Coach Eric Mura mentioned to me last night as well, and that's going to be getting to the dirty areas. Puck was sitting around in the low slot right on top of the crease a lot last night. NC State cleaned it up a couple of times and got a couple of goals that way, but that is really what the two co-head coaches for tonight want their team to do, and Alex Rossetto and Eric Mura, is get to the dirty areas, do a good job on the forecheck, and clean things up in front.
Yeah, and I already mentioned that earlier, that Rowan needs to keep doing that, and Toyer's going to be up to a tall task with it. But NC State also had a lot of loose pucks in front of in front of the net last night, and AJ Colella did a fantastic job keeping it in front of him. I think only 1 or 2 actually went by him, and there was about 5 of them that were right in front of him. So both goaltenders tonight got to keep the puck in front, keep your eyes on it at all times, and for these defenses, get that puck out of there. We saw Noah Schreff keep that shutout alive with a good play in a situation like that.
All right, well, we're just about set for the two teams to take the ice, so we'll step aside one more time and come back with starting lineups and puck drop here at Invisalign Arena.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of DH Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour, and guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
From the top of DH Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio with
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome back to Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi with you as we're just about set to get things rolling here between NC State and Rowan. It's the third meeting between the two teams. NC State lost the first matchup 2-1, of course a 4-0 win last night as they get set to announce the starting lineups for NC State. Not a whole lot of changes. They're going to go with that same starting line up front of Zach Herman, Nick Shook, and Holden Kaufman. Cade Cox and Cade McConaughey, the two Cades, though, going to start back on the defense. And as we mentioned, Isaac Toyer will be the starter in net. On the other side for Rowan, they're going to go to Colella in net once again as we take a look at the five that will be starting for them out on the ice. Number 25, Josh Bianchi, along with Connor Milliken out there with Carter Jones. That'll be the forward line. While Riley Rudolph is out there with Jacob Holland as the defensive pairings. Rowan wearing the same uniforms last night, kind of that white cream color with the brown trim and the yellow numerals. NC State going with those frozen Finley jerseys that they wore in the outdoor game last year that mimic the black NC State football uniforms. But Nick, it's going to be interesting to see how this game pans out with the way that things went after the first period last night.
Yeah, it definitely will. I think both teams played a very even game, something that we saw back in November when these two teams met and Rowan won 2-1. It'll be very interesting to see how both teams start. We saw NC State with a lot of energy early on, which propelled them to that 4-goal lead. Is Rowan going to be able to do the same tonight? Or are we going to kind of see what we saw in the second and third period? Given, though, NC State did suffer a lot of penalties late in that game, especially that second and third period, but I think both of these teams are up for a great matchup tonight.
There are still some fans trickling in. Crowd a little bit lighter the last couple of nights just because the semester has not quite started yet for NC State. It will start on Monday, but of course NC State getting things started early on the rink. Finish up the starting lineups now, so we'll throw it down to the ice for the national anthem.
At this time, young squad, we're able to freeze dry as the county remove all hats and headgear.
So there's the anthem. The two teams will strap on the buckets and get set to go here at Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi with you as we get set for the second matchup of the weekend for NC State. As we mentioned, that top line starting again tonight. Zach Herman centering Nick Shook and Holden Kaufman. It'll be the two Cades, Cox and McConaughey on the back end with Isaac Toyer in the net. Should be an interesting one. I think, though, if you're NC State, the key here is to come out with that same energy you had last night.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think a big key for this game as well is to keep that energy after the first 20 minutes and limit the discipline tonight. We saw the energy kind of lack a little bit, especially with those penalties that were taken from the Ice Pack last night. Tonight, once again, get off to a great start. And it's going to be keep your foot on the pedal, don't let up at all. And if you're Rowan, you want to do what NC State did last night and get them on their heels early.
So NC State moving right to left here in the first period in the all black. The white tops, brown shorts, and white socks for Rowan will move left to right. NC State controls off the draw. It's Cox elevating it in over the net and off the glass. NC State in on the forecheck. Nice hit by Kaufman to separate his man from the puck, but it'll skitter out in the neutral ice. NC State will regroup. Cox sends it right in on goal on Colella, who steers it into the near corner. Up the wall, Cox holds the blue line. He'll look it over, throws it towards the net, bounces wide. Herman finds it behind the goal. Centering pass, one-time shot there from Kaufman is patted away. NC State has to retreat as it's cleared out of the zone. Ice Pack will go off for a change here 35 seconds in. But a good first shift from that top line.
Yeah, it was. You saw that first line connection with Kaufman, and Herman nearly got a quick one early.
McConaughey behind his own goal, wraps it up the wall. It'll be held in by Tellerico, but the bouncing puck hops his stick and gets out. From center ice, he'll sweep it around the wall and into the near corner. First one there for NC State is Cade Cox. He finds his D partner McConaughey, who pushes it up the wall for Williams. He finds Emery Oliver looking for Brenner in the middle. That pass intercepted by Rowan's Casey. He'll go D to D. That pass disrupted. NC State in control out in front. Oliver can't get it on goal. Tried just to direct it there. NC State has to regroup. High slot shot rings off the crossbar for Brenner. Loose puck there. Dangerous chance. NC State knocking on the door early. Now Williams spotted off the puck. Rowan takes back control. That's David Cutler. Knocked off his stick at the blue line. Pross will maintain control. Little toe pick there for Dylan Casey. He'll regain his footing and send it deep. About 2 minutes gone in this first period. Scott Daniel out there for NC State has it knocked off his stick, but right to Labrizzi. He'll push it forward for Cameron Lohr. Gains the blue line, looks to the middle, off the stick of Daniel, who chases it down in the far corner. He'll float it behind the net. Nobody there in a black jersey, though, and Rowan can move it back the other way. Chipped forward by Frateroli. He can't get back to it. They'll scrum right at the red line in front of the scorer's table. Ice Pack sweep it back into the offensive end where Colella looking to clear. Can't get it outside the blue line. Lohr was there to hold the line. And now NC State is offside as the second clearance did get past the blue line. And we'll have a quick face-off here after the stoppage.
Yeah, that second line for NC State with Williams, Oliver, and Brenner played with a lot of energy early on and did a fantastic job with the pressure and energy that they brought. Great forecheck. Oliver nearly had one in front of the net. Good save by Colella. And then Brenner hits the crossbar. Just a spark of iron. Just couldn't get it low enough to get in. But that second line for NC State, with all the changes up there, they were looking really good tonight.
Rowan, despite winning the draw, forced to retreat into their own end. Now they'll clear at the length of the ice. Icing waved off, so play continues with just over 17 minutes left in the first. Stuck up in that near corner. NC State with a floating clear attempt knocked down by the hand of Evan Knoll, who sweeps it back in. Ice Pack try to clear. This time they're successful, but maybe a little bit too much so as it skitters the length of the ice, and we'll come back the other way on the icing call.
Yeah, this is a good early opportunity for Rowan. We saw them early on in last night's game. One of the good things that they did in that first period was win a lot of face-offs, but the problem was we saw in that last face-off, they win it, but they can't control it off of the face-off. They lose possession, so good offensive zone draw here, looking to apply some pressure.
McDonald wins the draw, but the shot is blocked in front, and it will slide out of the zone. Zone entry pass knocked down by Cowan, who takes a hit but clears the zone anyhow. Profs send it all the way down, trying to stretch things out, and it's icing. So they'll have to clean things up at the bench with some tired bodies having to rejoin play here on the icing call.
Yeah, and a big thing about that icing call was that Rowan was actually just trying to dump it in to go for the line change, but they did it from their own end of the ice. And that might cost them here because now NC State gets the offensive zone draw, and they put a lot of pressure already on Colella in net.
Oh, good win there from Herman, right through the legs of Shook, who was there for the one-timer, though. Cox holds the zone at the blue line. He'll send it around the wall and back behind the net. Defensively, Rowan there to clear at the length of the ice again, and once again it's icing. This is a big chance here for NC State early to take the lead. As you have that top line of Herman, Shook, and Kaufman, who scored 3 of your 4 goals last night, and they're out there against not necessarily a mismatch, but they're out there against some tired legs, so we'll see what happens here. Herman won the last draw in the same location. He'll win it again. This time Shook receives the pass and throws it off the pad of Colella. One-timer from Cox on the near blue line slides wide, and the Profs able to clear it out to neutral ice and get a couple of fresh pairs of legs out there. Shook at the red line, looking for Cox. He's disrupted. Rowan back in control. It's Knoll. His pass intercepted by Kaufman, who quickly turns it right back over. Now Bianchi up the near side, looking for Jones, who lost an edge, and NC State will take advantage and take that puck back. Here's Shook up the middle for Herman. Not a lot of help there for Zach Herman, so he just shovels it behind the net. Kaufman first there to it. It pops loose. Shook into help. Finds Herman in front. Oh, a big save from Colella. He came exploding off that near post to deny Herman, who had 2 last night, and it'll stay tied at a scoreless game so far.
Wow, that was a fantastic save for A.J. Colella. Second straight day playing too. Herman robbed of his 3rd of the series. And a great job getting that glove on the left side, keeping it low, staying with the puck. And that's what we mentioned, the dirty areas for both teams. It doesn't have to be a loose puck in front. Those passes right in front of the net can also cause those problems.
This time the Profs control the defensive zone draw. They'll push it up the near side now. Bianchi first to it in the neutral zone. He'll pick up speed moving forward. Slides it on goal. First shot for Toyer to face, and he steers away with a stick. Loose puck, high slot. Now Bianchi's shot is blocked. NC State first to it in that far corner. Oliver can't clear, though. Slapped back in, and Rowan will keep the pressure on. They had trouble doing this in the first period last night. A little bit more balanced here so far in this contest. Brenner receives the breakout pass. Quick little give and go there with Chase Williams, but they come in off sides, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Oh, that was a great opportunity right in front of the net for Rowan. Couldn't quite get it. I believe it was Bianchi right in front. And right in the slot, he just took it home, and Toyer did a great job keeping with it. Makes his first big save of the night. First shot on net for Rowan comes just under 5 minutes tonight compared to almost 12 minutes yesterday. A much better start for the Profs.
They'll win the neutral zone draw, but NC State quickly takes it back. Daniel having trouble entering the zone. Reversed back the other way by Rowan. One-timer on the loose puck ends up in the netting. And the face-off will be down in front of Isaac Toyer.
Mick Labrizi made a good first play, knocking the puck away in the shot, but then he couldn't find the puck he was looking for and allowed Rowan to get one more rip in on net, which forced Toyer to make another big save. Rowan's starting to get that offense going a little bit. They're getting some good high-quality shots, something they had a lot of trouble with early on in last night's game.
Profs control the draw, swept around the wall. Thronson there for NC State to swat it along. Rowan will hold the zone. That's Casey at the blue line. Help there from Tallarico. Some pressure there on him. Cross ice, finds a teammate there in Cutler, whose wrist shot hits the wall. Back behind the goal. Now NC State breaks out. Lohr upended. Play will continue as Tallarico picks up the loose puck. He'll circle back behind his own goal. A little bit of pressure there from NC State. Tallarico, quick give and go. Has trouble receiving it again, though. And Jagelski will steer it into the Profs' end as NC State needs a change. Harmon takes a hit but gets it deep. Big reverse hit there on Jack Strong behind the goal, but he creates some traffic and the puck pops loose. At the blue line, McConaughey swats it back in.
Cutler loses an edge, trying to carry it out for Rowan. Puck still loose on the near wall. Harmon comes away with it, has Strong in the middle. Slid forward for Logan Todd, who picked up his first tally last night. NC State can't get much past the blue line. Carr turns it back the other way for Rowan. It's flipped back the other way by Cade Cox of NC State. A little bit of ping pong being played right now as they go back and forth. Cox gloves it down at the blue line and steers it back behind the goal. First one there is Dante Ardite for Rowan. That'll reverse play back the other way. Carr has it for the Profs, enters the zone, looking to the middle. That pass denied as he's knocked off the puck. Herman first to it for the Ice Pack. He'll swat it all the way down, and it is just wide of the goal, so icing will be the call. NC State will have to keep the same line out there.
Yeah, and luckily for NC State, they had just changed their forwards. However, Cox is still going to be out there on the defensive end, and as well as Cade McConaughey, so the defense is going to be a little tired here, but if they're able to win the face-off clear, they should be able to get right off the ice, but Rowan can put some pressure early on.
Herman with another face-off win for NC State. He's won all four. He's been on the ice 4. And now NC State can break out. Nick Shook with some space. He's got Herman charging forward with him, but the pass intercepted by Rudolph, and Rowan looking to clear. Glove down by Kaufman inside the line. He'll hold the zone momentarily. Zangara in there to knock it loose for Rowan. Shook gets to it, banks it off the wall, and it will trickle in on goal where Colella holds on for the draw.
That's one way to get a face-off, to shoot it right next to the wall at you, get it at an angle to get it on goal. But a really big face-off win for NC State, and Cade McConaughey had lost sight of the puck. Could have been dangerous there right off the face-off, just couldn't quite find it. They're able to clear it out and get another offensive zone draw.
Herman on his weak side this time. Try again on the draw. He'll win it anyhow. Kaufman leaves it off for Scherf to Herman. Directed in front, hit a body on the way through, and now Rowan breaks it out. Zangara sends it deep. He'll chip it into the corner, and Rowan in on the forecheck. It'll be pinned in that near corner. 4-man scrum down along there. Extra man in to help is Herman. Kaufman right now battling with McDonald as you see it up close. Worked back up the wall by the Profs into the high slot. Zangara sends it right into the glove of Toyer. And that's, he saw a shot earlier, but it was a pretty soft one. That was the first real test of the game, though, for Isaac Toyer.
Yeah, it was, and there was a lot of bodies in front from that shot. Really good decision there by JT Zangara right in front of the net. Zangara right in front of the net, let it rip from the point. With a couple of bodies in front, Toyer did a good job staying low with it, able to keep his eye on the puck.
NC State wins the draw, floats it out of the zone. Riley Rudolph shoots it right back in on goal. Toyer directs it into the corner. NC State looking to break out. Jackson Cowan up that far wall for Williams. He'll touch it to McEnany, who gives it right back. Williams now looking for Brenner. That pass pinballs through the neutral zone. Props come away with it. It's Rudolph. Pitchforks it across to the other side, and that will give Bianchi enough space to bring it in. They'll make a hard stop in that far corner. Pinned to the wall by Cowan. A couple of teammates on each side in to help. McEnany there for NC State. Trying to push it away from Bianchi, and does. Chase Williams picks up the loose puck and finds Brenner near the red line. He'll get stopped up there. Bianchi turns it back the other way. Cowan knocks him off the puck, and NC State will reverse it back again. Caught up in McEnany's skates. Ryan Scott for Rowan sends it deep. Just about 9 minutes gone in this first period. A total of 6 shots between the two teams. Still looking for our first goal, though.
I think it's been a pretty even game thus far. Not as many chances for NC State that they saw last night, but give credit to Rowan. They've done a fantastic job getting out of the forecheck from the back.
Tellerico takes the shot. Pad save made by Toyer. Cleaned up in front by NC State's defense. They'll quickly move it out. Jagelski chips it in deep. Daniel in there on the forecheck trying to take control. It slides into the near corner. Jagelski in after it again. It pops loose. Thronson can't hold the zone. He'll be beat to the puck by Daniel Duffy, but he's able to get a stick to it and disrupt it. NC State flips it back in. Profs again looking to break out. Thronson holds the zone, throws it off his teammate Jagelski on the shot, but NC State holds possession in the offensive end. Daniel now. He'll sweep it around the wall. First one to it is Rowan's Daniel Duffy. Has it taken away. Quick shot from the far circle from Jagelski. Knocked away by Colella. The Profs just going to get off for a change as they've got a couple players in on the forecheck. Carr down there. Thronson knocked off of the puck. Squirts loose. Thronson right back to it. NC State can't clear, though. Now they'll switch it to the far side. Cam Lohr stops at the red line, hands it off there, and Logan Todd chips it in. He's got some help from Harmon behind the net as it's sent up the near wall. Good breakout pass through the middle. Frateroli, though, having some trouble controlling it. And NC State regathers at their own blue line. Jack Strong knocked off the puck. Good hit there at the red line by Ardite. And that will give Rowan a chance to break in. 9.5 minutes left in this first period. Puck stuck up behind the NC State net. Harmon has Chandler stuck there. He'll eventually slide loose, and NC State takes it away. And Spencer Harmon just taking all the time and space he had and then throwing it deep as he gained the red line. Back behind the goal, Evan Knoll looking for space for Rowan. He finds Ardite up the wall. Pass off the wall was just a little bit too strong for Zangara. And NC State sends it right back in. They'll get that top line back out on the ice. Cade Cox, right defenseman, goes D to D with McConaughey. Bank pass intercepted and shoveled into the zone by Rowan. 8:45 left in the first period. McDonald in on Cox trying to jar it loose. Cade Cox for NC State, though, finds Kaufman, who will give it right back behind the net. Stretch pass off the wall intended for Kaufman. Disrupted there by Holland of the Profs. NC State trying to take it back. Good job by Herman. Physicality to take it back. His centering pass, though, for Shook denied, and now McDonald moves it forward. He finds Thomas. Takes one just inside the blue line. Toyer got a blocker to it. Not sure it was on net, though. A bit of a scrum down in that far corner. Profs have a chance. One-timer in front. Big save made by Toyer, and the rebound directed wide of that far post. Big chance there for the Profs. Still looking for their first goal since coming down here to North Carolina, and the shot off the glass pops right out to Toyer, and he'll hold on. But perhaps the best chance for either side right there, Nick.
Yeah, definitely the best chance I think we've seen from Rowan tonight. Maybe even the best chance you can argue that we've seen from both teams tonight. Right in front of the net, bouncing puck, and Toyer was able to make his first big save of the night, his first big test of the night. When you look at the shot totals right now, they're even at 4 apiece. So we've seen a game that was very similar to the one we saw back in November up in Virginia than we did last night so far.
Rowan controls the offensive zone face-off. They'll look to set up offensively. NC State takes it away in that near corner, though. Breakout pass, hops the stick of Thronson, but he'll get it right back and find Oliver up the near left wing. Oliver steps around his defender, tries to beat Colella near side. Can't quite sneak it between him and the post, though. Now the Profs looking to break out. Caught up in skates at the blue line, stepping up. Brenner can't hold the line. Emery Oliver finds the loose puck, though. He'll shoot it in, and NC State back on the forecheck. Behind the net, Rudolph looking to go D to D. That pass slid all the way around the wall where it can be touched along for Bianchi. He's pinned there by Labrizzi at the blue line. Profs have to reset inside their own end. Rudolph sends it up the ice, deflected in at the red line by Jones, and that'll give Rowan a chance to change up both defensive and offensive lines. They'll also get in and hold the zone. Tallarico knocked it down inside the blue line. Profs go to work. There's David Cutler. He's knocked down with a hit up high, and NC State's going to be heading to the box for the first time tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see the length of this one as well, because it was up high. It's going to be on 25, Daniel Scott for the Ice Pack. Or excuse me, number 26 for the Ice Pack, Cameron Lohr. And we'll see the call. I think it's 2 minutes.
Yep.
So first power play of the night for Rowan. 0 for 6 last night. First penalty of the night for NC State, who was in the box for over 20 minutes last night. If you're Rowan, you want to change that script. Haven't scored a goal, haven't taken advantage of any power play. This is the time to do it and jump out to an early 1-0 lead. It's a fresh start from last night. This is a great chance to make that fresh start be fresh.
Rowan wins the draw. Cutler has it at the blue line. Hale handed off for Rudolph. Slid down the wall and into the near corner. Right back to Riley Rudolph again. They'll play catch on the near side. Well, interestingly enough, the clock is moving, but you can see there at the top of your screen the penalty clock has not moved. It should be 4:38 when Lore will come out of the box, but here's a chance off the post on the near side. NC State dodged a bullet there. Cutler back in control in his own end. About a minute and a half, a little bit less left on the man advantage for Rowan. Under 6 to go in the period as Rudolph shovels it right up into the supports on the ceiling. And that'll stop play with 5:51 left here in period number 1. But there's about a minute and 13 seconds left on the power play. I've got 6:38 left in the period as when Lore went in, so he'll come out at 4:38. Which is part of a minute and 3 seconds. No, 13 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, and the refs are made aware of it. It looked like Noah Scherf was pointing at the scoreboard saying, hey, it didn't start yet. Refs look at the box, look at the scores table. I think everyone's on the same page right now.
Rowan controls off the draw again. McDonald carries it in himself. Quickly pickpocketed, though. NC State maybe with a shorthanded chance. In comes Brenner. Can't steer it on goal. A good back check there by the Rowan defense. And NC State doing a great job of pinning them in their own end right now.
And that chance, shorthanded breakaway for NC State, or 2-on-1 chance, it doesn't happen if Casey fills in the zone like he's supposed to. McDonald's expecting for him to fill in that point spot, but he's sitting at the neutral zone, and that allowed NC State to get a good shorthanded opportunity.
Space up that far side. Button hooking inside the blue line is Dylan Casey. Cross ice pass, Bianchi touches it along. And the Profs looking to set up the power play. Down under 30 seconds left on the man advantage, though. Quick pass across. Bianchi can't connect, and NC State clears it out to neutral ice. They'll change out the penalty-killing unit and go back to work. Here's McDonald again re-entering the zone for the Profs. He'll leave it along the wall and get it back behind the net. Quick one-touch pass out in front, and that shot blocked away. NC State down to 5 seconds left to kill. Casey's slap pass doesn't get to the goal, and NC State steers it out. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. NC State has killed 8 penalties now in less than 4 periods. Now they go to work offensively. Shook with the pickpocket, fires it off the iron. Another try from Herman, and the glove save made by Colella. But NC State, after killing off that penalty, right back to work on the offensive end.
The way that shot from Shook, it looked like to me it went in for a second, the way it ricocheted out. But you're right, Chris, good call saying went off the iron, came back out, no goal. It's the right call. And coming right off the bench after the penalty, Shook was able to fly down. You're seeing why this freshman is on the first line and leads the team with 14 goals. It's plays like that, which is the reason why he's been so lethal and so key to this NC State team.
Profs win the defensive zone draw and chip it out. Maybe an abbreviated 2-on-1 if they move quickly. Good defensive effort there by Labrisi to knock it into the corner. He'll go man-on-man with Cutler there. Back up the wall for Evan Knoll. He'll throw it behind the goal. First one to it, Zingara. He'll look to the high slot. Knoll with the shot. Blocker save made there by Toyer. Rowan with much more sustained zone time here in this first period than we saw for them last night. And they're going to have another offensive zone draw here with just under 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about the momentum game and who's controlling the offensive zone, I think the first maybe 6-7 minutes, you could definitely say it was NC State. However, the tide started shifting to neutral, and ever since that power play, it's been all Rowan. They have been dominating the offensive zone. NC State's had a quick look, especially with the shot from Shook, but I think Rowan's had a lot more high-quality chances in front of the net, and it's had a lot better good-looking shots.
Well, Rowan won that draw, but NC State quickly stole it away. And now Jagelski into the zone, lost the puck. It was a delayed offsides, and NC State checks up. That'll give the Profs space to break out. Ryan Scott straight up the middle of the neutral zone. Throws it in on goal, glove down by Toyer. Lost the handle on it, but Cade Cox was right there to pick up the rebound. He'll send it all the way down, just past Colella, and another icing on NC State.
Another one that just stayed to the left of the goal. Another good offensive zone face-off for Rowan. But you mentioned it, Chris. They weren't able to control the face-off after they won it. And once again, that last time, you saw it last night. They were able to win these face-offs. The question is, can they keep the puck after they win it? And the answer so far, again, tonight is not really. They're having a hard time once again.
NC State wins the draw in their defensive zone, and it's quickly thrown off the glass and out of play. And we'll do it all over again.
if NC State wanted to, they would have been able to substitute there, but it looks like they're going to keep their 5 out there for now. The final 3:22 to go.
Daniel on the draw for the Ice Pack, up against Josh Bianchi of Rowan. Tied up in skates, Bianchi gets a stick to it and sends it behind the goal. Cade Cox takes it from there, and he'll carry it up to the blue line. He finds Lohr far side. Looking cross ice for Jagelski. He has trouble corralling. Prof's back in control. Jones gets a touch on the breakout pass coming through. NC State, though, will step up defensively. It's Cade McConaughey trying to send it right back in. Prof's doing a good job stopping that up on the near side, though, and they'll scrum right in front of the scorer's table. McConaughey with the loose puck. Touches it along for Cade Cox, who gives it right back. Now Harmon. Spinning backhand pass to the middle is intercepted, but a miscommunication for the Profs gives NC State a chance. Shot, rebound, one-timer right off the mask of Colella. Great chance there for Harmon, but it'll stay scoreless as NC State's Harmon throws it up into the netting from the neutral zone.
Oh, that was a fantastic chance for Harmon. Just throwing it in. I can't remember who it was for NC State that threw it in on goal against Colella. Bounced right into the middle of the slot. And right there was Spencer Harmon. Colella kind of just dove at it. Didn't expect it to be right at him and hits him right in the mask. And that's, I think, NC State's best opportunity tonight was right there. And Colella was able to stand up to the task. Both goaltenders right now, I think, are playing very good hockey.
Caught up in skates. Logan Todd knocks it loose on the far side, getting some help from Jack Strong. NC State comes away with it. It's Harmon who's pickpocketed at the blue line by Carr. Prof's back to work on offense. Forcing his way in there, Tellerico knocked down. Pardon me, that's Cameron who lost an edge. NC State fails on the breakout far side. Right back behind for Cameron. Trying to squeeze one in there on Toyer, unable to do so, and NC State will move it back the other way. Harmon threads the needle with the neutral zone pass and finds Strong down the right wing. He'll be bodied up there by Cutler behind the net. Loose puck touched by Todd. NC State trying to get back control. Logan Todd looking to just stuff it in there. Couldn't quite gain possession of it. And now Frateroli back the other way for Rowan. Far circle. Defended nicely by Cowan, who did deny the shot. Just over a minute and a half left in this first period. Wrapped behind the net. Centering pass stolen away by Todd. He's going to skate it out of the defensive zone and then go off for a change. McDonald reverses it back the other way. Profs looking for something here late. They've gotten the better of NC State here in this first period, I'd say. Outshooting them 8-6 at the moment. But both teams with some really good chances. Maybe another one here for Rowan. Centering pass to Profs, and now NC State can carry it the other way. It's Brenner down the right wing. He'll look to the middle. Has Williams there, chips it around a defender, but can't get back to it. And now it's Ardite knocked off the puck in the far corner. McDonald there to help out, and Rowan will move it up that far side. Still McDonald. Backhands it behind the goal. Corralled there by Carter Wyatt. He'll be pinned to the wall, loses it right to McDonald. And you'll see it up close there in that near corner. And a little bit of a pile up. We'll bring in a whistle. 43 seconds left in this first period.
Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. I think Rowan has had NC State's number this first period for sure. They're making Isaac Toyer move around in the net. He's made a couple of high-quality saves, but he's looked good tonight. And I think A.J. Colella on the other end of the ice, he is kind of kept up what he did last night in the second and third periods. He's played a very great brand of hockey, and he's keeping it going tonight.
Quick shot off the draw, squeezed by Toyer. We'll get another face-off. 2 seconds run off that clock. Herman on the draw for NC State. He'll win it backwards, but it's not going to count. And we'll redo it once again.
If you're Rowan, if you win the face-off, you want to control it. You don't want to get a quick shot on goal here. You want to control it with 40 seconds left. Try to make this the last offensive possession.
Rudolph from the blue line, off a skate. Thronson, I think, intentionally blocked it. Centering pass, and a man tied up in front. Again by Andrew Thronson. Great defense there. And NC State can clear with 25 seconds to go. Prof's looking to go right back on the attack. Tallarico can't handle the pass forward from Rudolph. NC State directs it back to the red line, but Rowan turns it right back in. Riley Rudolph at the blue line. His shot blocked on the way in. Centering pass now intercepted by Shook. He'll throw it off the window and out. Chance here late as Herman is going to bring it in. Not a great angle. He'll circle behind. 4 seconds left. Looking for a shot. Finds Labrizzi, but they're out of time, and that's going to end the period. A scoreless tie after 20 minutes, and Rowan, I think, has a little bit of the edge right now, Nick.
Yeah, they definitely do. I believe NC State at the very end, as Labrizzi not too happy, a little chirping signal given. He's getting mad at Ryan Tallarico. Not happy with something at the end. He got a push from behind after the buzzer sounded, which is why he's mad. But you're right. I think until that very last chance for NC State, it looked like Herman had a great opportunity to maybe stuff one home to make it 1-0 for the end of the period. Labrizzi couldn't find the shooting range, thus the commotion after the play. But you're right, Chris. I think Rowan's done a fantastic job tonight. They're playing their brand of hockey tonight. They're able to keep puck time and puck control, and I think that's the big reason why it's 0-0 right now.
NC State and Rowan will both talk things over at the intermission, and they'll try to break the scoreless tie in the second. We'll be back with the intermission after this.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? This is Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online.
Well, it's a much different score after the first period here tonight between NC State and Rowan. Chris Lehman, Nick Prozzi back with you after 20 minutes. No score yet. One power play chance for Rowan. Again, a great kill from NC State. They've now killed off 8 in a row here this weekend. But Ice Pack really weren't able to get a whole lot going on a consistent basis, at least on the offensive end.
No, they weren't, and it's now going over 60 minutes that NC State hasn't scored, over 80 minutes now that Rowan hasn't scored a goal in these past 2 games. I think for NC State, they're just having a hard time right now matching up with Rowan in terms of breaking it out. I think Rowan's done a much better job tonight at getting the miscues. They're able to kind of correct them, limit those miscues tonight. And I also think they're doing a really good job of being very physical tonight. We've seen a lot of big hits out there tonight. I think Rowan at times has been the more physical team that has been in terms of playing and getting possession of the puck, where NC State's making the hits to make the hits.
Yeah, I think the other thing you have to look at, too, if you look at the way this game has gone so far, there's been more zone time for Rowan, but NC State probably has the better of the high-quality chances. We saw some really good opportunities in front where Colella made a couple of 10-bellers there to keep it a scoreless game. Toyer has done a little bit of the same as well because Rowan has had a couple of high-danger chances as well.
Yeah, both goaltenders, Toyer in the net for NC State and then Colella for the Profs, they've done a really good job tonight keeping the puck in front and out of the net. But when you look at kind of what you said, that Rowan having a lot more zone time, I think a big part of that too, though, is NC State's playing a really good job in defense. They're not letting the passing lanes open up for Rowan, which is limiting the amount of shots that Rowan's able to take. I think that's a big reason why we're only seeing 8-6 on the shot total right now, despite the amount of zone time Rowan has had.
Right now, it's a goalie battle between Isaac Toyer and AJ Colella. We'll be right back with defenseman Cade Cox.
Life is for learning, and that doesn't stop with graduation. A great university goes far beyond campus. It allows you to see the big picture. A great university gives you tools, community, partnership, a launch pad. You don't just go to NC State University. You take us with you. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? This is Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Back here in Invisalign Arena, Nick Perazzi here with freshman standout defenseman Cade Cox. Cade, going into tonight's game, you guys had a win last night off of the break, had a shutout from Addison Lawrence. You on defense as well, a big part of it. What were kind of the overall vibes after last night's win?
Yeah, I'd say all the boys were pretty excited. They were fired up. We kind of had a little slow finish there going into the semester and onto break, and so really kind of had this week to prepare, and it was good to get a dominant win. First game back, so everyone's pretty stoked and looking to carry that momentum forward the rest of the semester.
So going into the second period, and especially really tonight as a whole, you guys didn't have goals in the second or third period last night, but the defense has been stellar. So what's kind of the message going into the final 40 minutes of this game, and what do you guys need to change?
I would say just continue to work from the ground up and continue to lock down the D zone. I think we can clean that up a little bit, but really just work on our forecheck. They definitely came out hitting a lot, and they're faster today than they were yesterday. So I think if we can get that forecheck, penetrate the puck deep, and then go from there. But we're getting the chances. The goalie's playing well. Kudos to him. But if we just can get forecheck and get some chances, that'll help.
Now, one final question for you. As a freshman, having the transition coming here to NC State, what has that kind of been like, not only from a standpoint of you, but a standpoint from the team, to see someone that's a freshman be a first-line defenseman and be so productive that you have been?
I would say just come in, just kind of put my all. And I knew I wanted to come here. It's a fantastic school, and I'm in the engineering program, and it had a great engineering program and a big school. And so I knew that I wanted to come here, and it looked like fun. And then now that I'm here, just continue to help the team in any way that I can and learn from the coaches and try to just get better every single day. So.
Well, another 40 minutes left for you and your team, Cade. Still 0-0 game. Haven't allowed a goal in 80 minutes now against Rowan. When we come back, me and Chris will high point what each team needs to fix on for the second period.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
Hey there, doing some yard work? Installing a new fence, flowers, or shrubs? Stop! Don't dig just yet! You have buried gas, electric, and even internet lines down there. Before you pick up a shovel, pick up a phone or go online and contact 811. 811 is a free service. Yes, free! 811 is the first step to having those buried utilities marked. 811 keeps you safe, protects the lines, and it's the law. This safety message brought to you by North Carolina 811.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Scoreless tie here at Invisalign Arena between NC State and Rowan. We're through 20 minutes, but NC State got some work to do as we get into the second period. Certainly not upset about being tied at a scoreless tie right now, I would say. But if you're NC State, there's certainly a lot of things that they need to clean up. I think the biggest thing, we hit on it a little bit, is neutral zone play. They haven't been as clean through the neutral zone as they were, particularly in the first period last night.
No, they haven't been, and Rowan's done a fantastic job kind of correcting those mistakes to the breakout. The first period last night, NC State did a great job of breaking out into the offensive end, whereas tonight we've seen Rowan been able to correct that in a way. And another thing as well is Cade Cox mentioned Rowan's coming out a lot more physical, a lot more juiced up tonight, and he said they've got to match that energy right now. And I think coming out in the second period, we might see some big hits, which might start some more skirmishes after the play.
Yeah, well, and that was one of our keys to the game, was coming out with energy. If you're NC State, you want to get out to that lead. A lot easier if you're the Ice Pack when you're down the players they are to do that. But I think the big thing for the Ice Pack is going to be finding a way to sustain some zone time, because it feels a little more like last night is reversed. You know, we've seen a lot more zone time for Rowan, but NC State has got to find a way to get in and get in cleanly, because they haven't done that a lot.
Yeah, they do, and I think they just need something to give them a spark. They've had a lot of good chances right in front of the net, good scoring opportunities. Nick Shook with one. Aiden Brenner had one go off the crossbar. They've had a lot of opportunities. I think what NC State needs to do, though, is they need to just kind of get more offensive zone time, and I think that might solve some of their problems. Another issue I think NC State's having right now, like you mentioned, being able to break out of the neutral zone, but I think also breaking out of their own defensive zone. We've seen a couple times, especially the final 40 seconds of that period, Rowan kind of lost the puck off of face-off, but NC State wasn't able to get it back. They're able to make these good defensive plays, poke checking, tying up offensive players, getting the puck to themselves, but can they break out of their own defensive zone, which transitions into the neutral zone game?
And we've been talking a good amount here about how NC State hasn't had a lot of time in the offensive end. When they have, though, they've created some really good scoring chances, and they forced A.J. Colella to make some really big saves, probably a couple of saves better than any that he had to make last night. And that's going to be, you know, a tall task as well, at least it seems like right now, because Colella has come out on his game tonight.
Yeah, the way last night went, you would have thought Colella was going to allow at least 3 more goals the way last night was going. Put his foot down. No goals the rest of the game. No goals through the first period tonight. He's had 60-plus minutes now without allowing one behind him into the net. He's done a very good job, and I think for NC State, a way to solve that, maybe start getting some bodies in front of the net. We haven't really seen that tonight. Didn't really see that as well last night, so that might be one thing to get Kola a little uncomfortable, get some screens in there, maybe some deflections as well.
We've got a little bit over 5 minutes until puck drop. We're going to take one more quick break, and we'll come back and wrap things up here on the intermission.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
Hey there, doing some yard work? Installing a new fence, flowers, or shrubs? Stop! Don't dig just yet! You have buried gas, electric, and even internet lines down there. Before you pick up a shovel, pick up a phone or go online and contact 811. 811 is a free service. Yes, free! 811 is the first step to having those buried utilities marked. 811 keeps you safe, protects the lines, and it's the law. This safety message brought to you by North Carolina 811.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Just a couple minutes left until we drop the puck for period number 2 here between NC State and Rowan University. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi with you here at Invisalign Arena. NC State, as we've mentioned, not the cleanest period, but there's still certainly plenty of time in a scoreless game.
Yeah, going into this third period, 40 minutes left. Haven't seen a goal in a very long time now between these two teams. I think what it's going to come down to is just getting that off-angle shot, something that's going to get the goalie a little disturbed, because right now both goalies are locked in. When we went to commercial that last break, AJ Colella is outside the bench. He's ready to go back in. He wants to keep playing. He wants to prove something right now. So the big story, I think, going into this game, or the rest of this game, I don't think it's going to be about offensive zone time. I think it's just going to be, can you get a shot that will disturb the goalie, and can you find something that the goalie isn't going to like that you can beat him with?
Well, I think to build off of that, something that will be important for these two teams this period is shot volume. Total of 27 shots for both teams last night, 9-10 shots a period for each of them. NC State, in their 4-goal period, had 15 shots. So you think if you're the Ice Pack, you get into the zone, get the puck in front, into that mixer area, and just see what spits out and see if you can knock it into the back of the net. So we're just about set for the start of the second period. One more quick break, and we'll be back with Puck Drop right after this.
We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go. From ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make. With bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Aw, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
I'm with 2018 lacrosse national champion Christian Gaudy for the FDA's Don't Get Burned Sunscreen Challenge.
Bring it, Daryl.
She's tough, but I won't get burned today. I'm using a broad spectrum sunscreen.
The FDA recommends broad spectrum sunscreens with an SPF of 15 or higher with other sun protection measures to reduce the risk of sunburn and skin cancer.
You smoked me, Kristen.
That's because I use sunscreen, so I wouldn't get burned by you and the sun.
Broad spectrum sunscreen. It's a winning play every time.
20 minutes down, 40 to go here at Invisalign Arena. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi back with you as we get set for the second period. Two teams will swap ends, and always worth noting as you go into the second period, it's period of the long change, which can shake things up a little bit as well.
Yeah, it can, and that's where special teams always comes into effect. We always mention it, but in a scoreless game like this, that might be the result of something that's going to give you a goal and a big difference maker in this game. 2-1 the first time these two teams met back in Virginia. 4-0 last night. These have been low-scoring games, as very defensive games, so a slip-up might be the reason why one team walks out with 5th place in the division.
NC State going with the same starting lineup they had in the first period. Herman centering Shook and Kaufman with Cox and McConaughey on the back end. Herman will take the draw against Rowan's Jacob McDonald, who wins the face-off. And Rowan will start with control of the puck in their own end. McDonald pushes it up the near side. First one to it, Cade McConaughey of NC State. He'll go D-to-D with Cox. Banked forward for Kaufman, who sweeps it all the way down low. Shook there on the forecheck, can't come away with it. Rowan looking to push it up that far wall, but Herman shuts it down. Into the middle, couldn't find Shook or Kaufman, and it'll slide out into neutral ice. Turned right back in by Kaufman. NC State can't maintain control through the blue line. And Rowan will turn it back the other way. Zangara knocked off the puck here, and we're going to get a penalty on NC State, a hooking call. And another power play for the Profs.
And this one's going to be on Cade McConaughey. It's been a rough series for him. That's now 4 penalties. Took 3 last night. 2 of them were matching on sportsmanlike penalties. And another good chance for Rowan. 7 times they've been on the power play. 7 times NC State has walked away without a goal on the power play. 8th time. Is that going to be the charm for Rowan, especially coming right out of the period? Fresh legs for both teams, but that long line change might become a factor.
Puck hops the stick of Riley Rudolph over on the far blue line. Rowan, after winning the draw, will reset back in their own end. That's Cutler. Leaves it behind the goal. Rudolph again in control. This is how NC State wanted to start, the penalty kill, and they'll stop it up at the red line. McEnany lifts it deep.
The first 30 seconds of this penalty have been cued, all because of one bad pass that wasn't handled at the point for Rowan.
Now Chandler's got speed down that far right wing. He'll stop on a dime at the goal line. Back up top for Rudolph. Across for Cutler. He'll slide it along to Zangara. High slot Milliken. His shot off the wall and directed back behind by Toyer on the bank. Zangara back in control. Moves it along for Rudolph, who chips it back down low in that far corner. Sent right back to Riley Rudolph. D-to-D to Cutler. Slides it back over to that far corner again for Cameron. Rowan working the outside right now, and the centering pass stolen away by McEnany and cleared. That'll give NC State a chance to get some fresh bodies out there. 3 of 4 penalty killers make the change, and that's huge with about 45 seconds left on the man advantage here for the Profs.
Yeah, Rowan will match that change. They'll get a line change themselves, but a really good play by McEnany. Rowan making some really nice crisp passes, looking for those shooting lanes, but right in the middle, sometimes you could forget when you're running that diamond formation. McEnany was right there in the passing lane, able to get a quick clear. 25 seconds left in the power play, no shots on goal for Rowan.
20 seconds left until NC State gets Cade McConaughey back. Breaking in, McDonald has it knocked off his stick, and Cowan elevates it down the ice. That should finish things off. 9 penalties now killed off by NC State here in this 2-game series, and we're barely into the second period of the second game. Here comes Bianchi down the left wing. Takes the shot right into the pads of Toyer, and a little pushing and shoving after the fact. NC State didn't take kindly to the fact that McDonald was giving Toyer a little jab there.
Yeah, give credit to him, able to just skate right out of there, act like nothing happened, just ignoring it. Jacob McDonald saying, let's not take a dumb penalty. Took a couple of them last night. I believe McDonald was one of them that went to the box with matching minors with Cade McGonigal. Another failed power play for Rowan, but you're getting another offensive zone face-off. They just need to make, I think, better passes, be crisp with them. They got to limit more miscues, which has been a big problem tonight, and another lost face-off.
NC State wins the draw, looks to clear and can't. But they'll regain control behind their own net. McConaughey lifts it to the near side for Shook, sends it rink wide back for McConaughey, who can't get to it off the wall, but Herman holds it at the blue line. He'll send it deep. Just over 3 minutes gone in this second period. Still looking for somebody to get on the score sheet. Kaufman takes it away, top of the far circle. He'll backhand it into the far corner. NC State trying to possess the puck here in the offensive zone. They've been able to hold it there for a while. Stepping up, Cade Cox takes away a breakout pass. He'll just lift it in on Colella, who makes an easy save.
And once again, another mistake for Rowan. Really gives NC State an opportunity. Got some pushing and shoving, holding Kaufman in the middle of it there. NC State Duffy as well. But the reason why that happened was Ryan Taylorico just hadn't have his head up looking for the puck. He went behind him, wasn't the best pass. And that's been a big story, especially on the power play for Rowan. Those passes just aren't there right now, coming fresh out of the winter break. I'm thinking that might be a factor. Just not a lot of chemistry right now with the team since you had all that time off.
16.5 to go. Rowan looking to clear off the draw, but McConaughey stands tall. The ice pack will send it back behind the goal. Kaufman forechecking far side with some help from Shook to send it deep. NC State still zone time, not a lot of possession of the puck. Maybe a chance here as Cox pitchforks it over top of the goal. First one to it for NC State is Herman. Back up to McConaughey, one-time shot on the ice, sticked away by Colella. And the Profs clear it momentarily. Shot right back in by Cade Cox. Pack will check up and go in on the forecheck. Stretch pass too long. NC State's Cade Cox back in control. Chipped along by Jagielski. Now Scott on his man, trying to take the puck back. It squirts loose. Popped up in the air where Cox can steer it towards the goal. And he'll come away with the loose puck on the rebound. Turning with it, looking for help. Cade Cox sends it off the wall and behind the goal. They'll fight for it along the goal line. It trickles around to the far side now. Jagielski wraps it around the wall again. Good pressure here from NC State, but again, just not a lot of time with possession of the puck, and they haven't been able to get into the dangerous areas. They'll hold the zone again. Thronson sends it deep. Profs back in possession below their own goal line. You get a look up close at Rudolph, and NC State can't quite sustain the pressure anymore. McConaughey now for the ice pack as it was cleared out. Looking for Jagielski on the far side. He'll pull stick it down into the corner. Rowan resets again behind their own goal, and the clearance deflects up into the ceiling, and we'll get a stoppage of play just over 5 minutes into the second.
Ooh, that was a big missed opportunity in that long stretch pass. Two people were back deep for Rowan. Labrizzi was late coming off for his change, should be coming on for the line change, and it left two Rowan players just waiting on the two face-off circle dots in the neutral zone on Rowan's offensive zone side. Very fortunate as well that hit the beam for NC State, and it gives him an offensive zone face-off because that's where the puck was shot from.
Puck trickles into the near corner. They'll scrum for it there off the draw. Jack Strong in to help out as well. Profs come away with it though. Get it out to neutral ice, but not much further. Logan Todd sends it right back in, and this line that gave Rowan some trouble down in the bottom six last night, trying to get back in on the forecheck. Profs break it out. Space on the far side now for Bianchi. Looking for the off-angle shot. That hit his stick and popped up into the near corner. Around along the wall, it's Jack Strong. He'll look things over. Trying to thread the needle for Logan Todd. They can't connect, and it's taken over by Dylan Casey of Rowan. He'll leave it behind the goal for his D partner. That's Cutler. Pressured there by NC State's Harmon. Still able to break it out. Milliken will go one-on-one on Labrizzi here. Looking for the first goal of the game. Well defended by Labrizzi. He'll poke it to the far corner and chase it down. Nick Labrizzi on the breakout. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll dust it off and go again. Labrizzi gains the red line. Elevates it down below the goal line now. NC State needs a change here. That'll give the Profs a chance to break out with some space. Cutler weaves through the neutral zone. Now into the offensive end he goes. Into the corner, looking out in front. Pass denied by Noah Scherf, but he has it right back. Steers it out in front, and Toyer pounces on the puck. We'll get a face-off right in front of the NC State net.
Well, there's that chaos in front of the net. Rowan's trying to create. Just have the puck loose in front of the net, looking to poke it in. But Isaac Toyer was not having any of that, able to quickly glove it. Good idea from Rowan. They haven't really tried that tonight like they did last night. Different goaltender, maybe that might work. It didn't there. Toyer not playing around, says, I know what you're trying to do. We're not going to do that.
22 on 22 on the face-off. Emery Oliver for NC State and Jacob McDonald for Rowan. Wins the draw, they score. One-time shot from the far circle, and Rowan with their first goal of the weekend and their first lead as well. It's number 23, Nicholas Thomas, putting it home.
Now, right off the face-off, I said it during the intermission report, if really both teams do something that gets the goalie off balance, they're not ready for it, maybe give them something that makes them uncomfortable. A shot from the point right off the face-off is the way to go. Nicholas Thomas able to net that one in for his third goal. Good snipe from the top with a lot of heat on that shot. Third goal of the year for him, 8th point for the man out of Roxbury, New Jersey. And finally, it took nearly almost 100 minutes it took for Rowan to get on the board in this series, 93 minutes to be exact, but they finally have a goal, and it's the first one tonight.
NC State controls off the draw. It should officially be Thomas from McDonald on the score sheet, but NC State just one shot here in the first 7 minutes of this second period. They'll try to go to work in the offensive end. Cox up top, throws it at the goal, patted away there by Kallela. And Rowan moves it up and out. Chipped along, the Profs need a change. And McConaughey will collect in the near corner.
Well, if you're Rowan, that first goal, it feels like you finally got the lid off the top. They're going to get another good offensive zone time here as they just get a line change in. Good play there to knock it out. NC State will look to break out, but that's a big sigh of relief if you're Rowan.
Nifty play by Kaufman. Couldn't get around the second defenseman, but he's got help from McConaughey. And the shot wristed wide on the near side. NC State looking to maintain the pressure. Herman to McConaughey, and his shot will be gloved and held on to by A.J. Kallela with 12:14 to go in the second.
Yeah, mentioning Rowan finally getting that lid taken off, that might mean more goals for Rowan. They finally know how to get one by and back into the net. That feeling, they're going to chase that feeling again. They finally know what it feels like again. And if you're at NC State, maybe you take that as a wake-up call. You haven't played your best hockey the past really 4 periods now. Now you're losing on the scoreboard 1-0. How do you respond to that? It's going to be the big question.
Rowan controls the draw, but they will, they throw it the length of the ice. NC State must have gotten a piece of it. Icing waved off, play carries on. Riley Rudolph for the Profs. Goes D to D, sent off the wall, forward intended for Milliken, but Thronson takes it away for the Ice Pack. His breakout pass off the skate of Jones comes right back to Thronson. He'll move it forward for Cam Lord. Stopped up just inside the Rowan blue line, and the Profs send it back the other way. Lore again, having trouble with the bouncing puck at the red line. Holland takes it away and lifts it back into the NC State end. Now Daniel looking over his options. He'll go rink wide where Labrizzi can take it off the wall. He'll carry it behind the net, looking out in front. That pass denied nicely by Rudolph, and now Rowan breaking out. Tallarico was open up the middle, but Rudolph unable to connect with him. NC State sends it right back down. No icing, so both teams making some changes here.
Yeah, Taylor Rico was streaking towards the net, no one between him because Labrizzi was going off for the line change. He didn't realize that Rowan was breaking out into the neutral zone. That was a big opportunity for Rowan. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it. Good play by the Ice Pack.
Jack Strong breaks it out. He'll be stood up at the blue line, though, and the Profs chip it back in. Ryan Scott on the forecheck, pressuring NC State's Noah Scherf. Broken out to Logan Todd off his stick. Can't get back to the loose puck, though. Casey for Rowan. Moves it forward to Cameron. Chipped into the NC State zone. Ryan Scott holds the line. He'll elevate it down into the corner where Thronson can glove it down for the ice pack. Good forecheck from Rowan. They're not making it easy on NC State to hold on to this puck right now. About to the halfway point of this hockey game. It was just a few minutes ago that the Rowan Profs scored their first goal of this 2-game series to take a 1-0 lead. Now they'll have some trouble breaking it out through the neutral zone. Cutler chips it along at the red line. Scherf will track it down for NC State, trying to avoid a hit. And he sends it up the wall for Aiden Brenner. He'll look to the middle. Strong now in control. Headman pass intended for Emery Oliver. It's through his skates. It'll trickle all the way down. Oliver first to it. Doesn't have much help, though. And they'll fight for it in the near corner now. Couple of ice pack players in there. They'll win that battle. Oliver stuck up with Brenner, and now we've got a delayed penalty on the Profs. So NC State going to get their first power play of the game as it's touched with 9:27 to go. Interference, it looks like, is the call.
And some words being said as well. Referee's going to have to step in here, get things up. Not happy with the call. Cameron Chandler, he's going to be one in the box, and might have been a word said to him after the play. It'll be 2 minutes for the minor penalty, and this is what exactly NC State wanted to have. They needed a power play. It's been a while since they've been the one with the man advantage, and down 1-0. This is the perfect time in the game to do that. They're going to want to answer right here.
Well, they're going to send out Herman, Kaufman, Shook, along with Labrizi and Thronson. Face off one to Shook. Quick wrist shot, knocked down by the glove of Colella. He'll hold on for another face-off. Just 4 seconds run off the power play.
Well, if you're asking where was the crashing bodies in front of the net there, it's right off the face-off where Shook takes that shot. It wasn't enough time to get the bodies out in front to the other side, and that's the reason why there was no one there to get that loose rebound.
Rowan controls off the draw. Ardite looking to clear, and he does. That'll alleviate some pressure for the Rowan penalty kill. Labrizi collects behind his own net. Up the far side for Thronson with some pace. He's going to chip it off the wall and track it back down in the far corner. Pokes it behind the goal. Herman unable to control it, and they'll battle now up close in the near corner. Up the wall. Twisting with it, Shook sends it back down low again. Loose puck in that near corner. Profs win that battle, and it's cleared out. And now Rowan can get a change on the penalty kill. Smart play there by Daniel Duffy to get it the length of the ice. Not quite halfway through the man advantage. NC State looking to even things up here with Rowan. Shook forces his way into the offensive zone. His pass deflected right back out, and Cade Cox will reset. Pestered by Holland, just looking for some help here. He'll take it down the near right wing with some speed. Cox still with it. Into the corner, he stops. Sends it back up the wall. Williams playing catch with McConaughey. He'll switch places now with Cade Cox. Looking for a shooting lane. It's not there, so he'll leave it on the far side for McConaughey now. And he'll get it through. Shot deflected by Scott Daniel. And a big save made by Colella. Down to 30 seconds left on the power play now for the Ice Pack. It's pinned to that far wall. Pops loose. And Rowan able to clear again. That will kill most of the rest of this penalty, too.
And NC State, that was their best opportunity. That last little push they had on the power play. They're going to try one more with a stretch pass to Daniel. I think that was their best opportunity. Cade Cox just couldn't find the shooting lane, and give a lot of credit to Rowan for pinning it up against the boards.
NC State creating some havoc in the Rowan slot right now, but the Profs able to sweep it out of the zone. That was McDonald who cleared it out. That will finish off the power play as NC State comes up empty-handed. Still a one-goal game in favor of the visitors at the moment.
Yeah, that's a big penalty kill for Rowan. NC State not able to take advantage. They're going to have to change something offensively, I think, here, Chris. Not a lot of shots on goal. Even when they have sustained offensive zone time, they're not generating as many high-quality shots as they did in the first period.
Well, It's worth noting NC State has matched their total. They've got 6 shots this period as they had last, and they're a little over halfway through. Shot from an off angle by Zangara, bodied down by Toyer. It's loose over to the far side. Oliver, ooh, he went crashing hard into the wall, a little bit awkward, and he's slow to get up in the far side. NC State playing effectively a little bit of a man down right now as Oliver still slow getting up. One-timer in the slot, stopped by Toyer. Rebound and a sprawling McConaughey blocks it on the way through. Good pressure here, though, from Rowan. They continue to keep it in the NC State end. Strong leaves it for Cox, trying to skate out of some pressure. He does. And he'll lift it up and out of the zone all by himself. Cade Cox gains the red line, sends it deep. 6:15 left in the second.
And good job getting Emery Oliver off the ice right there. Took a funky hit, which is the reason why he was hurt a little bit. As we're going to say, that one hit the bench, I believe. But he took a funky hit. It was a really good job keeping the puck in front. A lot of great block shots. And a good job by NC State sticking up for their teammate.
Well, they'll get a draw to the glove side of Colella, it looks like right here. And a chance to generate some offense. The one goal scored so far came off of a face-off for Rowan. See what NC State can do here. Daniel on the draw, unable to win it. And Ardite sends it around the wall. Rowan able to break it up and out. Can't control it into neutral ice though. Cowan forward. He's got Daniel trying to direct it into the zone. It's blocked up momentarily by Ardite before Cam Lohr sends it all the way down. Bianchi now looking to break out. Slides it up the wall. And, well, Noah Sheriff without a stick got it knocked away before the puck got there. He wasn't too pleased about that. See if he can get to it. It's all the way out at the red line. NC State needs to get a little bit further before he has the time to do that.
I didn't see what happened. He's going to get the puck.
He's in some trouble right now. Yeah, he's got to kick it to a teammate. He does. And now NC State clears the zone, and Sheriff's going to get a break here as Rowan is offside. And we'll get a stoppage with 5:18 to go in the period.
I didn't see what happened with Sheriff's stick. Just kind of looked up when the puck was being dumped in. He's complaining that probably should have been a penalty. Just looked up and his stick was about 15, 20 feet up in the air. Didn't see quite what happened. Good eye there for seeing what happened there. But I mean, that was a good opportunity for NC State able to break out. But because he didn't have his stick, he's just going to have to kick it. And Rowan did a good job applying pressure, not letting NC State to get away with that.
Kaufman sends it all the way behind. First one to it, though, is a prof. That's number 20, Riley Rudolph. He can't clear. NC State a chance in front, and it rises up over the crossbar. A couple of good chances there for NC State. They're starting to build something here as the second period has gone on. But they'll ice the puck here. Herman with his palms to the sky. He thought he got a piece of it. But the face-off comes all the way back to the NC State end.
Yeah, I think that since Rowan scored that go-ahead goal, NC State's definitely had more offensive zone time. They're starting to build something like you mentioned, Chris. Early on, I thought they should have maybe changed things up. They have a couple of shots, not as high quality. Labrisi, the right in the slot, that was a high-quality shot. They're building some high-quality shots. If they keep doing that, I think that's going to generate some even more offensive zone time and some better looks.
NC State wins the defensive zone draw. Labrisi lifts it into neutral ice. Now Herman at his own blue line. Looking across for Thronson has trouble with that elevated pass, and Rowan chips it deep. Frateroli will be the first one there for the Profs. He puts pressure on Nick Shook behind the goal. That'll create a turnover as Carr steers it to the far corner. Kaufman first there for NC State, trying to swipe it out of the zone. Glove down, though, by Cutler, and his pass down low, stolen away by Kaufman. He'll lug it out himself across the red line. Under some pressure, carries it in, weaving into the slot. Loose puck, and heady play there from the goaltender Colella to swat away the loose puck on the side of his own goal. Kaufman looking out in front. That pass intercepted. Profs break it out. Frateroli up the far side for Chandler. Looking back to the middle, intercepted by Labrisi. NC State breaks it out. McEnany knocks down the aerial pass. He's got space to move in. Fires away. Body down by Colella, and it comes loose. But he'll get the whistle as the official lost sight of the puck. And that might actually be a little bit of a break for NC State. The Profs had picked up the rebound, and we're going to break out the other way. Now NC State gets a face-off on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that play doesn't happen if Rowan doesn't make that pass. Labrisi was kind of camping on that pass, taking away the passing lane. If it gets through, it's an easy goal, but Labrisi was all in there. It was minimal, if any, that pass was going to get there. not the best decision there despite the man being open. It allowed NC State to get a great chance on the other end.
Puck loose in the high slot. Rowan able to get possession and clear. Cade Cox in control for NC State. Sweeps it back into the near corner. NC State can go in on the forecheck now. Cross ice pass. Now Rowan able to move it quickly through the neutral zone, but really no one there to get the pass from Zangara back to the near side. Now NC State reverses play. Here's Cade Cox trying to skate it out, doesn't have the lane, so he'll send it rink wide for Brenner to direct into the Rowan zone. These two teams throwing it back and forth. Icing waved off as it hit an ice pack player on the way down. McConaughey first to it, slaps it up and out. Stopped up the red line by Holland, and NC State will regroup again. McConaughey trying to chip and chase. It stalls out at the Rowan blue line. Cox swats at it, popped up in the air. Brenner settles it down. He'll go after it in the far corner. Finds it behind the net. Brenner, trouble wrapping it around to the front, and the profs clear it out once more.
A good idea there from Brenner behind the net. Made a great play getting to that puck and able to get a shot off. It was a really good play. But I think Rowan, right now, they're on their heels a little bit. NC State's got to take advantage of it. But as I say that, it looks like NC State will be on their heels a little bit with an icing call, no substitutions, no line changes, and of course back in their own defensive end.
2:33 left in this second. NC State has, to some extent, gotten the better of Rowan this period. Other than the one goal that has been scored, they've outshot them 7-4. And the majority of the zone time has felt like it has been down to our right. So Ice Pack have had a better period, I would say. It just hasn't shown on the scoreboard. Off the draw, Chandler's shot right over the head of Isaac Toyer. NC State finds the rebound, clears it to neutral ice. Ardite settles it down, sends it across for Knoll, who has it knocked off his stick. Prof's able to maintain possession, and Frateroli sends it deep. Carr first to it for RU. Sends it around to the far side. NC State takes it from there. It's Harmon stepping around a man. He's going to draw another penalty. NC State will get their second power play as he was upended. Harmon with it in the corner. Sends it down low, and as Rowan touches up, we'll get a kneeing penalty. And NC State spends the rest of this period on the man advantage.
Yeah, final minute 56 left in the period. NC State will be on the power play and 4 seconds to start it. And is into the box with the penalty for Rowan. That's going to be number 11, Evan Knoll, the defensive man. Not happy about the call, obviously. Good job drawing the penalty there. And NC State, they've built something offensively recently. Is this the time where the Kinder and the powder egg explodes?
Labrizzi has it off the draw. NC State will control on the power play. Shook with a shot from the near side. And that will be held on to by Colella. Another face-off coming 7 seconds into the man advantage.
I like what NC State's doing with Nick Shook. They're giving him a lot of wide-open shooting lanes by pointing him at the point. And if Shook's able to go in a little bit, take the puck, get a skate or two towards the net, and rip one home, I think that's what NC State's looking for. And if he's able to do that, Shook, one of the more accurate and better shooters on the team, he can easily find one in the top part of the net.
Herman and Zangara on the draw. Herman wins it for NC State. Labrizzi through traffic. Oh, nice save made by Colella. Not exactly sure how he was able to see that, but he squeezes it with the glove.
Yeah, really good screen by Holden Coffin right off the faceoff. It's going to cause that screen, and if Labrizzi's shot's a little lower, I think he had a chance at the 5-hole on Colella. Nevertheless, a great save and a great play all around.
3 straight face-off wins for Herman on the power play here. Labrizzi high slot shot, deflected wide of the near post. NC State trying to hold the zone, but it'll be the RU penalty kill that chips it up and out. 1:30 left in the period. 4 seconds separating the penalty clock and the game clock, and now something isn't quite right with Colella here. And that's going to stop play here. Not exactly sure what it is. Looks like there's a little bit of an issue with his right pad, one of the straps there.
And I think one of them came undone, had his mask undone 2 times last night. And now having the pad issues. NC State was entering the offensive zone. when they stopped it. A minute 27 left on the power play, minute 22 left in the period. This will be a little bit of a delay. And Chris, I want to go about NC State on this power play. You know, they've got a lot of time left on this power play. They've still got a minute 27 on the board. The first 5 seconds, though, the second period, they'll be on the power play. Not much you can really do there. But going into this next little push, once Quella is able to get that right pad strapped up, I want to know what you think NC State can do differently that they haven't been doing the rest of this game to get something in the back of the net in this power play.
Well, I think something we haven't seen a lot from them throughout the course of this game that I mentioned late in the first intermission was getting the puck into that low slot area, into the dirty areas in front of the net, and just creating some chaos. We haven't seen a whole lot of that. And if I'm NC State, you mentioned the shooting lanes there for Nick Shook. You maybe want a little bit more traffic there so that when the puck gets in there, it's not an easy save that either Kalala can swallow up the rebound or he can control the rebound to a less dangerous area. You want to create a little bit more chaos, and I think that's the way, kind of how Holden Kaufman or Logan Todd scored last night, that's the way they're going to have to even this up.
And that screen by Holden Kaufman earlier on this power play was a good example of that. They're just going to need the puck to be loose on a rebound in front. Saw it that first power play and Shook's shot, but he shot it too early to where no bodies could get there off the faceoff.
Here's Shook, aforementioned, carrying it into the offensive end. He'll chip and chase. Kaufman in to help out as a Rowan player loses an edge. Holden Kaufman back for Harmon, off the side of the net on the one-timer. NC State trying to keep the pressure on. Thronson below the goal line. Sends it back up high. Shook walking in, takes the shot, hit a man on the way in, and Rowan able to clear the zone, and now Cutler taken down. Shook is going to go to the penalty box, and he got into it a little bit with Cutler and with Frateroli after that. And you can see the frustration boiling over a bit here for NC State. If you're Shook, you got to keep your cool there. You're down one. You got a big chance on the power play, and that's going to negate it now with the interference call.
Yeah, the freshman right there just, I think he got mad about that shot being blocked and going back on it. Made the big hit, I believe, on Cutler, and then Frateroli kind of just pushed him down at the end of the play, was not happy. Frateroli trying to defend his teammate. Shook was having none of it, knocked both of them down to the ground. And now we're going to get a 4-on-4 for 44 seconds here left in this period. And then right as the second period starts, 5 seconds into it, NC State's going to be down 5-4 on another penalty kill.
That'll be Rowan winning the draw. Chandler shot from the top of the near circle. That was deflected wide. NC State looking to control in their own end. Around to the near corner, McEnany looking for some help. He's got a teammate in Brenner. He'll absorb a check and move forward with it. Aiden Brenner has a man breaking down the far side, centering pass. Unable to connect there with Cade Cox, who was trying to sneak in for a chance. Just over 15 seconds left in the period. Here comes Casey for the props, trying to drag past McEnany, who pickpockets him, and then I accidentally threw it straight into the Rowan bench. He was looking to hit the glass, and it just wasn't there.
I almost hit one of their coaches. That could have been very, very bad. He made a really good play, though, with the poke check, able to knock it away. Looking to set it up the line. Final 9 seconds to go, though. That's going to give Rowan an offensive zone face-off. They're able to win it. They could get a quick shot or two, maybe set something up very quickly and try to make it 2-0, steal a goal.
Off the draw, Chandler controlled it. He'll get it back from Zangara. Takes a shot. Great glove save by Toyer. Able to find it through some traffic. And one more offensive zone draw here for the Profs with 3 seconds left in the period.
That's a phenomenal save by Isaac Toyer. Zangara's looking to go left on stick side, brings it back to the glove side, and Toyer was able to stay with it, leaned a little bit, cheated over on that stick side a little bit, made a nice snag with the glove to make the save.
One final draw. NC State able to clog it up after Rowan wins it, and that will finish off period number 2. Just one tally here in the second. It goes to the visitors. A one-timer off the face-off. It's Nicholas Thomas from Jacob McDonald. 1-0 Rowan after 40 minutes.
Yeah, Rowan finally able to break the seal, get a goal, and if you're NC State, that penalty by Nick Shook, that is a massive penalty. Had that power play, can't get anything off of it, and now you're going to be down a man to start the third period. The discipline has been an issue. 3 penalties for the Ice Pack, 2 for Rowan as we enter the third period. Going into the third, I think for NC State, they just got to be more disciplined and just start hammering shots on net, and if you're Rowan, keep playing your brand of hockey. This is definitely like the game that they played back in November.
Yeah, a narrow lead, but a lead nonetheless for the visitors. 20 minutes for NC State to do something about it. We'll talk about that on the intermission.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? This is Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Hey there, doing some yard work? Installing a new fence, flowers, or shrubs? Stop! Don't dig just yet! You have buried gas, electric, and even internet lines down there. Before you pick up a shovel, pick up a phone or go online and contact 811. 811 is a free service. Yes, free! 811 is the first step to having those buried utilities marked. 811 keeps you safe, protects the lines, and it's the law. This safety message brought to you by North Carolina 811.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
I'm with 2018 lacrosse national champion Christian Gaudy for the FDA's Don't Get Burned Sunscreen Challenge.
Bring it, Daryl.
She's tough, but I won't get burned today. I'm using a broad spectrum sunscreen.
The FDA recommends broad spectrum sunscreens with an SPF of 15 or higher with other sun protection measures to reduce the risk of sunburn and skin cancer.
You smoke me, Kristen.
That's because I use sunscreen so I wouldn't get burned by you and the sun.
Broad spectrum sunscreen. It's a winning play every time.
20 minutes left in this one. NC State trailing Rowan 1-0 at the second intermission. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi back with you. And Nick, as we take a look at how that period went, NC State, I feel like, actually had a better period, despite the fact that they do end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard at the moment.
Yeah, and I think they had a better period, but I think they had that better period after Rowan scored that go-ahead goal. I think it was all Rowan the first part of the period, but once Rowan scored that goal, went up 1-0, it was all pretty much NC State up until they took that penalty with Nick Shook getting them 2-minute minor, which negated their power play. And right now, I think for NC State, you can't take self-inflicted wounds like that. Going into this third period, going to start down a man after 5 seconds. Not going to be the best start for them, but looking back on that second period, I think you started getting something going on offense. The high chance looks weren't there as much, but you're starting to generate something, and maybe that momentum can be used going into the third.
Yeah, and later on in the period, I kind of was thinking about something that Cade Cox had mentioned to you about the physicality of Rowan and how they were going to match that. It felt like at times, particularly late in the period when the Ice Pack took a couple of penalties, like they were maybe a little bit too focused on the physicality aspect. And particularly when you look at that penalty late in the period, I think Shook trying to take the body when the puck was right there obviously ends up being the wrong decision. But if you're NC State in those positions, you got to find a way to make the right decision and stay out of the penalty box, because as you mentioned, it kills about the last half of a really important power play, and it puts NC State on the wrong end of a 5-on-4 to start the third period as well.
Yeah, it does, and you just got to keep your emotions in check. You got to remember the name of the game is just scoring goals and trying to to score more goals than the other team, not make more hits, not be more physical. Your body and brain might tell you that because you want to be the one-up. You want to show that you're the more dominant and physically stronger person. But in a game like this, you got to remember you're playing a game of hockey, not a game of fighting. And when it comes down to it, they only have a few penalties on the board, but the physicality, you mentioned it, they're focusing a lot on that. I think they got to go back to their bread and butter, look to move bodies in front, get bodies in front, and try to tie this game up.
Yeah, well, it's going to be really important, obviously, for NC State to kill off the penalty to start the period. But they're also going to have to solve the puzzle tonight that is A.J. Kalala. He looked, as we mentioned, looked pretty good after the first period last night, and he's now gone 4 straight periods without allowing one behind him. And he's made some big saves. He had to make a few more saves this second period, but I think the higher quality saves, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, NC State's higher quality chances came in the first, but he still showed he was up to the task on those.
Yeah, now about 83 minutes since NC State had a goal, their 4th goal of last night. Coelho has dominated tonight, and give him a lot of props. Back-to-back after coming down from New Jersey to play here in Raleigh. That is impressive, and some of the saves he made have been impressive as well. Wasn't his best period because he hasn't faced really a lot of high-quality shots, but the shots he has faced, especially from Nick Shook from the point, sometimes those quick wristers and the traffic in front that McConaughey gave on that first power play, sometimes it's very hard to stop that. He stayed in front of the puck all night. He's played a fantastic game tonight in the past 5 periods now.
NC State some work to do. They need to tie it up. They also need to kill a penalty to start the third. We'll talk about it more next.
Life is for learning, and that doesn't stop with graduation. A great university goes far beyond campus. It allows you to see the big picture. A great university gives you tools, community, partnership, a launch pad. You don't just go to NC State University. You take us with you. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Nick Barozzi back in Invisalign Arena with one of the acting current head coaches, Alex Rossetto. And those past 2 periods, not as well as you guys have played the last 2 nights, now down on the scoreboard, been a bit in a scoring drought. What are some things you got to change for this 3rd period?
Yeah, we just got to turn it around. We got to make our own luck, right? We have to start putting pucks on net. Right now we've only taken 15 shots, so we got to kind of turn that around a little bit. Maybe start going to that dirty space in the ice and just looking for some rebounds to bang one home.
Now, we mentioned last night when we interviewed you about the discipline, took a lot of penalties that second period. Going to start really after 5 seconds on the penalty kill again. You guys still have killed every single penalty you've faced. What has kind of been the message going forward about the penalties?
Don't jinx us. Right now, for us, we just got to get in there and kill this one off real quick. I think we've been a lot more disciplined this game. I really think the refs are playing us, letting us play a little bit more. So I think that's, that's working out for us. So, for us right now, we're playing great on that kill. Great position. Toyer's playing great. So can't ask for much more there.
So going into this 3rd period, what are some things we may see that are going to be different that we saw from the 2nd period from you guys?
Like I said, right now we got to get to that dirty space. We got to force them to start making mistakes, really, putting that pressure in on them in their zone.
All right, well, expect NC State to try to get in that dirty space, put pressure on it coming up into the third period. When we come back, me and Chris will highlight each team's need moving into the third period.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. The lessons learned here don't end with graduation. A great university goes far beyond campus. It allows you to see the big picture. A great university gives you tools, community, partnership, a launch pad. You don't just go to NC State University. You take us with you. We talk forever about the future. Worry about it, or wish it closer. We try to glimpse the places we'll go, from ocean depths to the far side of the moon. At NC State University, the future is a thing you make, with bright ideas, new tools, and a wolf pack behind you. Tell us where you're headed. We'll help you get there. NC State. Think and do.
Chris Slayman, Nick Perazzi back with you here at Invisalign Arena. Second intermission, NC State trailing Rowan 1-0. And Nick, you just had a chance to talk with one of the co-head coaches this weekend, and Alex Rosetto, and he mentioned to me coming over here before he stepped in front of the camera that they really just kind of have to find their way to the front of the net and get to the dirty areas and clean things up.
Yeah, and I think that dirty area is going to be a big emphasis going into this third period. Really haven't seen Rowan do it as much as they did last night, but you've got to do something different offensively. I mean, you don't have a goal right now in this game. Haven't scored now the last 5 periods. It's going to be 4 periods. You haven't scored a goal. You've got to do things differently. Get bodies in front. Look for that loose rebound. Get the dirty stuff in, because if it gets in the back of the net, no matter what, no matter how it does, it's a goal. And if you're able to kill off this penalty, it'll be 1-1.
Well, and one thing that can hinder your ability to get into the offensive end and start getting some of those chances they need is having to kill penalties. And they're going to have to kill off a little over a minute of the penalty to Nick Shook that came at the end of the period. So you got to take care of that. But at the same time, you got to make sure you stay out of the box the rest of the period as well, because every minute you have to kill is a minute you're more than likely not going to have in the offensive end. So that's going to be important as well.
Yeah, and Alex Rosetto mentioned the announcer's jinx and said you've killed off every penalty that you've done so far, but Rowan didn't score a goal the first 4 periods of this series, didn't score the first almost 90 minutes of this series, and they were able to get a goal. So sooner or later, maybe they get that power play goal coming up, and if they do, 2-0, that could be a steep hill for NC State to climb, especially since they haven't gotten one past Colella right now, who's played out of his mind tonight.
Yeah, Colella has had a great game so far. Stopped all 9 shots in the second period, all 15 on the game so far. But I think you also got to give some credit to Isaac Toyer. We talked about the vision of both goaltenders. To me, I've been impressed with their ability on some occasions to find the puck through traffic and not just make a save, but in a lot of cases hold on to the rebound as well.
Yeah, the last save Isaac Toyer made before the end of that second period was a really nice save. Got pushed towards his stick side, was able to rebound back to his left, snag it with his glove with 3 seconds to go, because Rowan was looking to steal a goal, go up 2-0 into the third period. It was almost a wake-up call for NC State, and I think right now in the locker room, we can kind of hear what's going on in there. They're trying to get the team fired up. They're trying to say, we need to get this offense going. Defense has been strong all series. We're strong the last time we played them, but we're starting to go back into last semester with those offensive funks. So how can we get out of that? And one of those ways is just get the team hyped up.
Well, NC State needs one to tie. They need another one to take the lead. 1-0 lead for Rowan. We'll be back with the final 20 minutes.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
Hey there, doing some yard work? Installing a new fence, flowers, or shrubs? Stop! Don't dig just yet! You have buried gas, electric, and even internet lines down there. Before you pick up a shovel, pick up a phone or go online and contact 811. 811 is a free service. Yes, free! 811 is the first step to having those buried utilities marked. 811 keeps you safe, protects the lines, and it's the law. This safety message brought to you by North Carolina 811.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Both teams back on the ice as we're set for the third and final period between NC State and Rowan. This will decide the season series. NC State lost 2-1 earlier back in the first semester to this Profs team. And, of course, last night rode a 4-goal first period to a 4-0 win. And right now, Rowan off a goal from Nicholas Thomas off a face-off, have the 1-0 lead headed to the final period. And, Nick, we talked about it. Special teams going to be important here, especially to start the period, as NC State will be 4-on-4 for 4 seconds, but then they'll have a little over a minute to kill on the penalty.
Yeah, and if you're NC State really going the rest of this period, you're going to want to play with a lot of energy, down 1-0 obviously, but you also want to translate that energy into offense, not penalties and not physicality, because you cannot take another penalty going forward. The more penalties you take, the more time Rowan has to chew the clock off and be able to maybe double their lead to 2.
NC State's going to go with Brenner, McEnany, Labreezy, and Thronson on the penalty kill. As the 4 out there. 4 out there right now for Rowan. They'll have 5 in just a couple of seconds. Chandler, Milliken, Cutler, and Rudolph. 4 seconds off. Evan Knoll comes out of the penalty box. And Zangara will come out. A little over a minute of power play time here for Rowan. NC State's McEnany inside his own blue line. Throws it hard off the boards. Stopped up by Chandler. Rowan will go back to work. Just inside the red line. Cross-ice pass finds Zangara entering the zone. He'll drop it off for Chandler. Lifts it over to the far side. Cutler going to chase it down. 45 seconds left on the man advantage for the Profs. Labreezy trying to pin it in that corner. Can't. Centering pass. Big save in tight by Toyer. NC State can't clear, though. Chandler at the blue line. Fires it down low. Back up top. Cutler, the one-timer, hard off the wall as he missed the far side of the net. Rowan still with pressure on. We got a delayed penalty, though. And that corner's a little bit of a blind spot for us up here, so not 100% sure who this is going on. It looks like a holding penalty will bail NC State out here, though. Cameron Chandler headed off 53 seconds into the period.
Second penalty of the night for Chandler. I was going to mention right before that, Milliken was getting in that dirty area like we mentioned, testing the waters with Toyer, was able to make a big save, but you had a big advantage, Rowan did, and now the Profs, after 23 seconds, are going to be down a man on the advantage, and Nick Shook will be the one coming out of the box for NC State. I'm going to assume once he comes out of the box, he's not coming out of the game.
Cade Cox with the puck off the faceoff. NC State controls. Dropped off for McConaughey. Over to the near side, Herman. He'll look things over. Walking to the top of the circle. Cuts around a man. Takes a quick shot. Pad save made there by Kalala. Puck into the near corner. Back up top, McConaughey. Looking things over in the high slot, lost control of it, and Rowan will clear as we're back to 5-on-4. NC State with the power play, but they're going to, well, they initially signaled icing. I think they kind of conferred as the puck was skittering down the ice that the clearance came after Nick Shook came out of the box. 1:20 on the power play for NC State, little under 18.5 left in the game. Icing waved off on the stretch pass. Rowan will have to clear it out on the penalty kill and do.
I don't agree on that no call on the icing. The puck was going down, was slowing down before Shook came out of the box, although Shook may have been delaying his time coming out of the box, trying to see if he could pull a fast one on the refs.
Cross-ice pass doesn't connect. The Rowan penalty kill sends it down. That was Holland on the play. A little over halfway through the penalty for Rowan's Chandler. Kaufman skates it in himself behind the net. He'll look out in front. Not a lot of options there, so he holds on the near side. At the blue line, backhands it across for Nick Shook. Throwing it at the net. That shot blocked. Holland looking to clear, but Shook will hold the line on the far side. Down low for Herman. 28 seconds left on the man advantage. Zach Herman looking it over, shuffling. He'll lug it back behind the net, still orbiting with it. Over to Shook. D-to-D with Labrizzi. He'll return the favor. Shook with the shot, pad save made by Colella. And the rebound chipped up and out of play. Face-off will stay in the Rowan end with 11 seconds left on the man advantage.
Well, I'll tell you what, early on in that penalty kill, I was kind of looking like Rowan, and during that break said, all right, you find 27 if we're on the penalty kill. Don't let him get the puck, and if he does, take away shooting lane. And it seems like the first part of it they did, but Shook was able to wrist one. Not the best angle, but you put it on goal. Like we mentioned in the intermission report with Alex Rossetto, put it on goal, you never know what could happen, get some luck.
Turnaround shot from Williams, misses wide of the near post. Rowan to the rebound. They can't clear as Scherf pinches in to hold the zone. Loose puck in the slot, bouncing around. Pinballs through traffic, and the chance on the far side hits the side of the net. Great chance there for Williams. Power play over, back to full strength hockey. NC State still in the offensive end. Puck stuck behind the goal. Chipped up, and the bouncing puck gets past Scherf and out of the zone. Under pressure, he throws it right back in.
That was the best chance in that dirty area for NC State. Really great opportunity, but Coelho, with some help from his friends, able to knock that puck away behind the net. That was a big opportunity for NC State, just quite couldn't capitalize on it. And it looks like, though, they're going to get an offensive zone face-off here with some fresh bodies. And I don't think Rowan was able to get those penalty killers fully off the ice.
16.5 minutes left in the game. NC State and Rowan, really, for that matter, finally getting back to kind of a sense of normalcy. We've spent the first close to 4 minutes with at least one man off the ice for either side.
Seems like this entire series we haven't had 5-on-5 that much.
Quick shot from a bad angle. Lohr can't get it through traffic. They'll battle for it along the near wall now. Cox gets a skate on it, holds the zone, lifts it to the far side for Jagelski to go after. Rowan able to chip it up and out. They're going to signal icing once again, and this is a chance here for NC State. We'll see, and it does look like they're going to send out that top line of Herman, Shook, and Kaufman to match up against a tired line here for Rowan.
Yeah, Evan Knowles still out there, was on there the last icing call, as well as for Dante Ardite. He's been out there a long time as well. A lot of tired bodies for Rowan. NC State has to take advantage of this. They're given a lot of opportunities tonight. They just haven't been able to take advantage of them.
Herman wins the faceoff. Quick shot from Cox, misses wide, and Bianchi can skate it out for Rowan. Trying to create some space for a change, but not enough. Everybody's got to stay on for the Profs right now. Forecheck on for NC State. Cox pinching in, can't hold the zone. Kaufman back to cover for him. Rink wide for Shook, right back into the zone. Steers it to Herman, skating in, fans on the shot, and ends up having to chase it down behind the net. Pushes it along for Cade Cox, who blows a tire on the near side. He'll slide it back behind, send out in front. McConaughey one-timer. That hit something on the way through and missed wide. Cox back in control on the near hashes again. He'll circle with it, looking for that shooting lane. Thought he found it, but he hit a stick, and it deflects wide again.
That was a really good opportunity again for NC State. Just quite couldn't capitalize on it. Cox got knocked down. Otherwise, I think earlier on he would have had a great opportunity from the low slot towards the face-off side. Nevertheless, though, NC State's got to be able to capitalize on opportunities, but now they're going to be back at their own defensive end with the icing call.
NC State has carried the play for the most part, especially when it's been even strength of the power play for them. So a good start to the period. It kind of feels like a little bit of a microcosm to a good portion of this game where they've been able to get some chances. They just haven't been able to find the one that breaks open the scoring for them yet.
They haven't, and this is a really good chance for Rowan with that first line for NC State. Had the power play that got sent back out after an icing call. They're still out there. Big chance for Rowan if they're able to sustain the puck here in the offensive end.
Well, they'll get to it behind the net after losing the draw. Walking the blue line now, Cutler throws it towards the goal. Popped up in the air and wide. Tellerico first to it for Rowan. Zips it up top for Casey. His shot caught up in skates. Loose right in front of Toyer. And Rowan can't put it on goal. Back up to the blue line now. Cutler chips it back down low. Good pressure here from the Profs. About 14 and a half left in the game. Centering pass stolen away and a chance for NC State to go to work. Nick Shook going to carry it out. Drags through one man and a diving Colella has to knock it away from him. Dangerous chance there as Shook created something after he was really just trying to create a line change, and Cade Cox behind the play. I didn't see what happened. I was watching Shook up the ice, but Cox having trouble just getting up to his feet here. He's just kind of crawling back to the bench. That's not a good sign for NC State, one of their top pairing defensemen there.
No, that is definitely not. One of their top leading points getters as well. It's right in the blind spot where we cannot see because of a little cutout here in Invisalign Arena, so we're not able to kind of see what happened. He went down before Nick Shook was able to break out, and Shook had a really good chance on the breakaway, just couldn't quite get it home. The pass back, though, I think was a good decision. Get it back quickly, maybe have someone back there. But nevertheless, that is a massive blow to NC State if Cade Cox is not able to return. They're already short-bodied as it is with all the missing players. And now without Cade Cox, that could be a huge blow to them. Already down in this game 1-0, the final 14 coming.
NC State waiting on explanation. It happened right in front of the Ice Pack bench, so if there was anything that was wrong with it, they were certainly protesting it. That was, I think, the discussion after that play was that you could see both officials with the orange armbands talking with the linesmen to see if they saw anything. Because if a linesman sees something, they can let the official know and a penalty can be called. But I don't think the officials or the linesmen saw whatever happened. Whether, again, I didn't either, so I don't know what caused the injury, but whether it was, a penalty or should have been a penalty or not doesn't matter because the guys that mattered didn't see it either. So 14:22 left in the third. Face-off on top of the NC State blue line. It'll be Harmon against McDonald, and NC State's Harmon wins it. NC State has been dominant in the face-off circle. I've got them at 7 out of 8 in the draw here in the third period. Logan Todd forces his way in. Blocks down a breakout pass, but can't get to the second attempt. NC State will lift it back in. Rudolph gloves it down for the Profs. D to D, now sent up the wall. A little bit too strong. Labrisi will get to the loose puck for NC State. Here's Logan Todd looking to the middle. His pass disrupted. Thomas collects for RU and turns it back the other way. Nick Thomas looking to the center, trying to connect with McDonald, and he's tied up by Thronson. Tyer will melt it down.
Rowan right now is kind of playing the safe game a little bit, playing a little bit on their heels, but they're still taking away the passing lanes. They're being aggressive in the defensive zone. They don't want to be too aggressive on the offensive end. Let NC State get one the other way with a quick breakaway. Right now you got an offensive zone face-off, though. As time runs on in this game, you want that to be a 2-goal lead, and right there was a good opportunity, just sailed high and wide of Isaac Toyer net.
Centering pass loose in front of Toyer in the paint. They're going to shove away at it, and eventually we get a whistle. I don't think we're going to see a goal called here, but it was chaos in front of the NC State goal.
Yeah, McDonald's the one that ended up in the goal, not the puck. And I don't know who it was for Rowan that kind of just floated the puck from behind the net right in front. It was a beautiful play to get it there and caused chaos in front of the net. Aiden Brenner, the one who kind of laid down on the other side of Toyer, not letting anything get poked in, forcing anything that was going to be on goal to be elevated to get by him. And like I said, the only thing that went in the goal there was Jacob McDonald for the Profs.
Oh, well, that kind of play is exactly what we were talking about in the second intermission that NC State kind of wants to get to. Get the puck to the front of the net and just create those problems in front that give you the chance to score. Rowan controls momentarily off the draw. NC State takes it right back. They'll move the other way. Pass intended for Emery Oliver was off the mark, and RU steers it back into the NC State end. Here's Noah Scherf. He'll look over his options up the middle. Brenner kicks it over to the far side where Williams gives it right back. Bouncing puck through traffic, settled down momentarily by Oliver, but he can't hold on to it. And the Rowan defense clears. NC State doing a good job applying the pressure right now. They're not giving RU much space out into neutral ice. Now they're going to create some themselves, though. Moving forward now. Oh, we get a collision and a whistle down in that corner. Brenner not happy. I think that was Carter Jones he collided with. But a stoppage, and Brenner still has some words for him. That's actually 30 for Ryan Scott. Had to get into it a bit with. Faceoff will be over on the far side, though, of the NC State net. Tie up off the draw. NC State comes away with a loose puck. Flipped up the wall, but stooping down to a knee, Ardite holds the zone. He'll hand it off. Shot from the top of the far circle. Milliken forces a blocker save there by Toyer. NC State trying to clean up the loose change on the side of the net, but can't clear. Milliken again throws one towards the goal, but wide. It'll be pinched on the near wall. Is good support there from the profs to hold the zone. Bianchi over to the far side. Shot didn't get to the net. And again, NC State struggling to break it out of their own end here. A lot of zone time for Rowan. Finally, McConaughey floats it out. Scott Daniel in on the forecheck, creating some problems. Loose puck picked up by Cam Lohr. He'll circle behind the net. Looking for an option, nothing there. And he's dispossessed. Bianchi, though, with a bit of a bad touch. Puck squirts out in the neutral zone. McConaughey ships it over one man and then loses his stick trying to step around Evan Knoll. But NC State able to get a change off of the dump it. They'll get that top line back out there. I would imagine we're going to see a little bit more of Herman, Kaufman, and Shook here in the third, the longer NC State stays behind in this hockey game.
And they're being very aggressive on the forecheck right now, and I think especially when they get put in their defensive end, you're going to see NC State become more aggressive, leaning more on Isaac Toyer, only allowing one by him tonight, a one-goal game. He's played good back there tonight. NC State's offense, though, has to play better.
Being a little aggressive results in transition chances like this. Centering pass broken up. Prof still going to work in the centering pass. Snagged in the glove by Toyer, who has been on top of it tonight.
Well, there you go. Like I just mentioned, it allows NC State to be more aggressive. But you mentioned it, Chris. Sometimes the aggressiveness gives to 2-on-1 breakaways for Rowan. And right there was a prime example of how being aggressive can cost you. Isaac Toyer, though, able to come up with the puck. Now back on your own defensive end. This is where I think NC State needs more aggressive as well, trying to get this point-to-point passes deflected. And another great quick shot from Rowan, who got that goal earlier on.
Not quite halfway through this third period. NC State able to skate it out of the zone. Nick Shook trying to shovel it deep. Fanned on the dump in a little bit. He'll lay a hit behind the goal trying to knock the puck loose. RU still in control up the near side. Zangara threads the needle with a pass. It's in the skates, though, of a teammate there in Wyatt. Brings around the boards into the near corner. NC State takes over. Pass forward for Nick Shook. He'll go one-on-one with Casey. Good poke check there from the Rowan defenseman to knock it loose, and on the loose puck, it'll be tipped up into the netting for a stoppage in play. And you can see it as this game has gone on. A little bit of extra pushing and shoving here after the whistle.
Yeah, Cutler, I'm a little surprised there. The referee's letting Cutler do that. Kind of just took down right after the play. Play was well over. Just took down Zach Herman. Herman not happy, talking to the bench. He's very mad. Carl Chandler Thomas chirping at him. A lot of chirping going on, but I mean, after the play, I don't understand going on after that play, though.
I think these officials are going to have to call something eventually.
And I
it's
thought
very
right
different than last night. It's a different officiating crew. They're letting them play a little bit more. They're letting them get away with a little bit more after the whistles as well. We saw 2 or 3 matching minors on each side. last night. We haven't seen that tonight, and you can see the temper is starting to boil over a little bit. NC State still trailing by 1, looking for that tying goal. Low slot chance, doesn't get to the goal, and the Profs elevated out in the neutral ice. Cowan swats at it at the blue line. Looking for Logan Todd. It's knocked off his stick by Ryan Scott, who's in on the forecheck now. Big hit on Scherf behind the net. Slapper from the point. Holland's shot patted away by Toyer. And again, NC State looking up that far wall. Here's Spencer Harmon. Scott forces him off the puck and tries to clear. It stays in the Rowan end, though. A couple of players tangled up there as Holland hit the ice. And the Profs move it forward again. Tallarico's shot hits the ankle of Scherf and pops over to the far corner. Bianchi in there battling with Cowan. In to help Spencer Harmon. Now NC State moves it up the near side. Milliken first to the loose puck for the Profs. They'll go D-to-D with Holland, who sweeps it in on Toyer. Set on a tee there for Scherf. Banked off the near wall. Space to the far side. Cowan has it. He'll head man for Emery Oliver, who dumps and chases. It bounces right in on the goaltender, Colella, and, well, I'm not sure if he had it. There wasn't a whistle, and so Cowan gave a poke at it, and Rowan not happy, but this is what happens when you don't call the penalties earlier. The teams are going to continue on both sides to kind of take liberties after the whistle.
Yeah, they are. Cowan just got to give a little bit of snow to Colella, and Rowan not too happy about that, which is why they got a little mad there at Jackson Cowan. But I mentioned it before, NC State got to be a little more aggressive, final 9-12. And I think a big note of that, and the reason why they're not being as aggressive as they normally would be, your top offensive defensive mid, Cade Cox, left this period early, and he's been very aggressive at times this season. And this is exactly the time where you want to see him be aggressive and have a chance for a goal. And they're going to take this all the way out into neutral ice after the play. They're going to... Wow.
So face-off on top of the Rowan blue line. Brenner to take the draw for NC State against Bianchi of Rowan. Squirts to the near side. It'll be picked up by Jones, who throws it deep. And he sends Milliken in on the chase. Labrizzi swats it up the wall. Chipped right back in for a blocker save by Toyer. Labrizzi finds the loose change. Looking to the near side. A little bit too long for Brenner, who will chase down Evan Knoll. Knoll turns away from Brenner, moves it up for Bianchi. Pestered from behind by Chase Williams, who unable to dispossess it. Bianchi will slide it in on goal. Easy save there for Toyer. And a face-off in the NC State zone coming with 8:45 to go.
Yeah, a lot of chirping still going on, especially with the Rowan bench right now. Whenever NC State gets on this end, they're able to make a defensive play. They are letting the Ice Pack players know it. They're trying to get underneath their skin, get on another power play. I mean, the last two officiated plays where they've stepped in, I believe they should have gave a penalty on Rowan after the play. And then I'm still not sure, Chris, you were shocked as well that they moved that last face-off to neutral ice. Not really sure why that is, don't want to dwell on it, but nevertheless, we're on from that.
Rowan has it behind the net off the face-off. Couple of Ice Pack players in there trying to jar it loose, and they do. Daniel looking up the middle. It's stolen away by Chandler, thrown on goal. Big pad save by Toyer. Shot coming from an off angle, doesn't get to the net. NC State another chance to break out, and it does get out past the blue line. And NC State now can alleviate some of the pressure. Cade Cox, who we mentioned, shaken up early. Good to see him back on the ice, and he's got some speed carrying it into the zone. Poked off his stick below the goal line. Daniel in there to help. He'll take it back, but his pass back to the blue line is intercepted, and here goes Chandler. Dragging around Cox, who takes him down. Rowan wants a penalty. They're not going to get it as the two slide into the boards, and now Chandler a little bit slow getting up. I'm not sure if he just kind of got tangled up with Cox as they slid into the boards. But he is back up. Now he's going to head to the bench, and you can tell he's definitely favoring that left leg.
Yeah, he's definitely hurt, and the refs are letting him play. I thought right there Cade Cox was about to get called for a penalty. Definitely could have gave him one there. Bad pass, though, by Cutler in this front line for NC State.
Here comes Shook, looking for Herman, trying to center for Kaufman now, and NC State will track it down on the near wall. Cowan sends it deep. Herman there can't gain control. Shook helping out as well. Poke to the middle. Kaufman bodied off the puck by Thomas. They'll fight for it behind the goal. Swept around the wall where McConaughey can collect. He'll look to shoot. Save made by Colella. Still loose around the goal, and Rowan able to clear it all the way down. This will be icing, And I think they're going to call a penalty here on Rowan and NC State with a crucial power play coming up as David Cutler, one of the top defensemen for the Profs, is going to head off for a penalty.
Yeah, I think they just called a hook. No, they're calling it a cross-check. The original signal looked like a hook. There was a lot of physicality in front. Initially thought they might have called it interference. Herman was getting bumped a lot right in front of the net. A huge chance for NC State with 7:05 to go. For the penalties that could have been called, I'm not really too sure about that last one, especially being a cross-check. And that's what Rowan's upset about right now. They've let these boys play, especially with the camaraderie both teams have brought against each other. Jones very mad about it. The referee getting mad at him, telling him to go back to the bench right now. Things are getting very testy right now between both teams. It's final 7 minutes to go, a tight game.
And it's a 5.
Wow.
He's mad because
Wow.
there's a 5-minute major up on the board. And that's, let's wait and see if that's correct. They're still sorting things out at the scorer's table. I can't imagine, and they will switch it. It is a 2-minute minor. So a minor penalty, but NC State, they went 1 for 3 last night on the power play. This is their 4th opportunity on the man advantage, and they've shot themselves in the foot a couple of times with some penalties that abbreviated those power plays. This is one where you gotta be able to play out the full 2 minutes or hopefully find the back of the net before it expires. So a big chance here for NC State. They've got Herman, Kaufman, Thronson, Labrizzi, and Shook on the ice. That top power play unit. And Herman, who's been great in the face-off circle all night, wins another. Labrizzi, D to Shook. Back across to Thronson. It's off his skate and out of the zone. Bad break there for the Ice Pack.
Kind of shot themselves in the foot, like you mentioned. Now, without the penalty, kind of what we've seen from Rowan on the power play, just simple things that they're just messing up on. The miscues are starting to add up.
Deflected over to Thronson. He'll break it into the offensive end, and NC State will set up the power play again. Kicked low by Herman. He finds Holden Kaufman. Spun around and back up top for Shook. Along for Labrizzi. Back to Nick Shook. He'll button hook with it. Cross ice Thronson. A lot of traffic in front. Shot. Padded away there by Colella. NC State maintains the zone for the moment. Herman putting pressure on behind the net. Holland able to protect it and spin it out of the zone.
Colella with a good save there. A lot of bodies in front, like you mentioned. NC State trying to get in front of the net with the dirty areas. Noel takes a hit onto Nick Shook, and he's able to clear it back down. NC State trying to get bodies in front. Final minutes go in this power play. They've got the guys they want out there on there, but Nick Shook just went off.
Here's Cox. Fires away as he enters the zone. That one whistles wide. Thronson back in control into the middle through the skates of Chase Williams, and NC State will clear the zone.
Yeah, they're going to bring out the second power play 9 now. Kaufman headed out as well as Thronson. Final 35 seconds. That first line, though, you're going to see a lot more of them after the power play is over. And Rowan doing a nice job preventing NC State from entering the offensive zone.
And NC State, I think, comes in off sides. McConaughey and his number opposite there, Dylan Casey. A little bit of a shoving match after the whistle. Face-off will come out on the Rowan end. 26 seconds left on the power play for NC State. 5:31 left in the game. Ice Pack running out of time to even this thing up.
This will be a big face-off right here to tell what the rest of the power play will look like.
Oliver wins it backwards. Cade Cox in control. Swaps with McConaughey. Across for Williams. Has it tied up in his skates. Pickpocketed by Frederoli. He thinks about carrying it in, but makes the smart decision just to kill clock and winds his way all the way back into his own end and sends it the length of the rink. That's going to finish off the power play. NC State 0 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. That was a big one. Cox up that far right side. Harmon on the chip and chase now. Into the far corner. Squeezed into the boards there, and the centering pass misses everybody and slides all the way down in the NC State end again. 4:50 left in this one. Harmon shovels it back in once more. Sent up the wall and cleared out by RU. Here's Cox at the red line. Throws it off the glass. That one will hop behind the net. Strong in on the forecheck. Turning with it, Rudolph. Spins it back behind the net. NC State trying to make a change, so they don't have the manpower there to hold the zone. Thronson in his own end. Pokes it loose. Labrizzi gets to it. 4:20 left in this contest. Breakout pass. Off the target, Riley Rudolph to it for Rowan, sends it cross ice, and the Profs need to make a couple of changes, so they'll just send it deep. Time bleeding down on NC State. Turnaround shot from McDonald on the turnover. Ends up high of the net. NC State chips it up and out again. Still having trouble right now getting possession out of their own end. And here comes Bianchi looking for one, and a big save made by Toyer out at the top of the crease. It'll stay 1-0 with 3:52 to go.
NC State was trying to get a line change as well. Shook was unable to get out there, as well as the new defensive pairing of Scherf and Cowan. So 3:52 to go. This is definitely not the last time we'll see this first line for NC State. At least 2 or 3 more shifts for them, I'm going to expect.
Oh, and Herman wins the draw to the far side. Over to help out Shook. Unable to carry it out of the zone, though. Excellent play from behind. Made by Duffy on that one. And NC State can have to regroup behind their own goal. Wrapped around the wall. Herman first to it in the far corner. Shovels it up the wall for Shook. He's going to step around a man and push it forward for Kaufman. Good chance here for NC State. Kaufman holds up, shoots, and a save made by Colella. It's underneath him, and Kaufman's going to get run over after the whistle. NC State not happy about it, and there are a bunch of Profs down there, and you got to take guys here.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a penalty on the hit. The play was dead for at least a full second. He's sending someone off. I believe
Shook's probably going to go too.
Yeah, Shook tried to take on 3 or 4 guys to defend his teammate. We're going to get a replay real quick of the hit. I mean, the whistle's blown right here and just going in. Didn't really look like he was trying to slow up. Initiated contact. Shook trying to stand up for his teammate. That was a great opportunity for NC State. And once again, AJ Colella steals it away. And I think it's going to be matching minors right now. It looks like it's going to be 4-on-4.
Oh, and you understand there, Shook sticking up for his teammate, but if you're NC State, you need that power play.
Yeah, you do.
And it was an easy call on Ryan Scott. No reason for him to come from as far out and make that hit on Kaufman, who really didn't engage all that much with the goaltender and did it all within the whistle.
Yeah, and then I think as well, Nick Shook cannot take that penalty, their second penalty of the night, and he's our leading goal scorer for the Ice Pack. That's a penalty you do not want your leading goal scorer to take. Stood up for his teammate. It's just the wrong time, wrong place. They're going to send another Rowan player to the box, actually. Number 13 for Rowan, Carter Wyatt, will be in the box, I think, after the play. And NC State's got 5 out there. They might be on the power play. They are going to be on the power play here. So it's going to be matching minors after the play, and then they're going to call the late hit for the 2-minute penalty and the power play for NC State. A huge one, but you don't have your leading goal scorer out there. Aiden Brenner's going to take his place.
So NC State, it'll be interesting to see now, 3:26 to go. At what point do the Ice Pack pull Isaac Toyer? They'll set up on the power play now. Cox looking things over as he walks the blue line, switches places with McConaughey. Fires it across, beautiful saucer pass to Herman. Back up top, McConaughey, and again to Cox. He'll slide it down low for Brenner on the goal line. Bodied up there. Brenner below the goal line, sends it around now for Cade Cox. He'll look it over at the top of the near circle. Fires away just under the glove of Colella, but wide of the net. NC State keeps the pressure on. Slapper doesn't get through. Kaufman on the near side fights it down low. He'll turn with it in the corner. Slides it back up top on the point for Cox. Chips it off the glass, loose puck. First one to it is Brenner. Good pressure from Rowan here on the near side. It's a one-man penalty kill for Casey. Cox down low, looking for help. Around the corner, throws it off short side and hit the side of the net. Herman again, down low for Kaufman. Circling with it. He's pickpocketed, and the Profs will clear it out halfway through the man advantage.
NC State's getting bodies in front. They're looking to go. They're going quickly here with Herman on the other end.
He'll stop at the top of the circles. Looking cross ice. Lifts it over to Staniel, who takes it off the wall. He'll send it behind the goal. Cox to it there for NC State. Squirts out in front. Colella pounces on it. 42 seconds left on the power play for NC State. And the net is now empty. So 6-on-4 for 42 seconds for NC State. Well, never mind. Toyer was over in the corner. I'm wondering, though, that it's close. And I wonder if you don't think about pulling him here if NC State wins this draw. Give yourself a little bit of an abbreviated 2-man advantage, because you're right at that point where you want to empty the net and give yourselves a chance. Profs at least tie it up off the draw. Still fighting for possession over on that far side. Daniel has it now for NC State. He's going to lug it down low. Toyer still securely in the NC State net. 28 seconds left on the power play. Labreezy gloves it down at the blue line. Fakes the shot over to Williams. Fires away, deflected in front. Loose in the skates of Daniel, and he can't find it. Big hit by Williams on the clearance, and the Prof's able to get it out anyhow. Williams again. 10 seconds left on the power play. That should do it for the man advantage. NC State down to 90 seconds left in this contest. Here comes Williams. Toyer coming out of his net as the shot hits the glove of Colella. Toyer not quite ready to leave. NC State in possession below the goal line. Williams sends it out in front. Nobody gets a stick to it. Thronson holds the zone. He'll send it towards the goal. That pass intercepted, and it'll be lugged out by Evan Knoll. He'll carry it all the way into the offensive end and sends it into the glove of Toyer, who holds on for a whistle with 1:07 to play.
At 1:07, Shook will come out of the box. The two matching minors are both done, and I believe NC State might be calling a timeout here, and that can't quite tell if they're calling the timeout right now. They do have one. They're not going to use it right here in the defensive zone, however. They're going to try to get it into the offensive zone. Final 67 seconds. Now they do call it right as they were getting lined up. This is going to be the biggest face-off of the game by far. If Rowan can win it, they could kill some more clock, prevent Toyer from coming out of the box. Going to assume it's going to be that first line of Kaufman, Herman, and Shook out there. Not going to be quite too sure who that extra forward will be. We saw Aiden Brenner replace Shook, so I think it's going to be him. But going into the final 67 seconds, Kaufman's won a lot of face-offs tonight. You've got to win this one for NC State. Otherwise, Rowan can kill at least a couple of seconds off the clock. And you're going to have to get something set up very quickly, get down the ice quickly, and look to give it to your goal scorers on that front line.
Now, one thing, too, that we didn't really touch on before the last power play for the Ice Pack is you wanted to have the power play, and they did have it. But one thing that doesn't help is your top goal scorer, Nick Shook, was in the penalty box for that power play because of the penalty he took. So that doesn't help out either, but they've got him back on the ice now, and he's got a knack for scoring big goals. He had the overtime winner against North Carolina. He had the game tire with under 2 minutes left at the Governor's Cup. These are the situations where I would look at Nick Shook to make a play, and he and Holden Kaufman have created the best chances so far tonight for NC State, and so it's no surprise. I would be surprised if we saw another line come out in the last 67 seconds. It's going to be all the Herman, Kaufman, and Shook line trying to generate the offense they need to tie the game.
Yeah, and a lot of freshmen out there for NC State, but these freshmen have proved something this year. They're looking to prove even more right now.
Off the draw, Rowan slides it into the near corner. NC State tracks it down, lifted up and out. Bouncing puck, Rudolph able to settle it. Shook steals it away, but he's got a man in off sides as Toyer now to the bench. Empty net for NC State with the extra attacker. Shook receives the touch pass from Kaufman. He's got Brenner with him into the corner. Back to Kaufman, under pressure. Has it knocked away. They'll battle for it along the wall. Plenty of Ice Pack players over there, and they'll send it deep. Brenner behind the goal. Down to 34 seconds left. They'll work with it in the corner. Thronson helping out Brenner. Still loose in that corner. It's chipped up the wall. Kaufman gets a stick to it but can't control. Out into neutral ice. Thomas chips it further, and NC State back to it. Kaufman with 18 seconds left. Stretches it forward for Herman. Touches it along. Nobody in a black jersey there for it, and it'll get tangled up in neutral ice. Brenner, miscommunication with Herman, and Rowan lifts it the length of the ice. Icing with 7 seconds to go, and this is it for NC State.
That's a massive icing. Herman, I mean, there was a lot of tired bodies out there for NC State, and they're not going to roll out with that top line. Scott Daniel in there for NC State. Shook's going to be in off the face-off. I'm going to assume Herman's going to try to win it to Shook. Timeout going to be called by the Profs right here. That will give NC State time to rest and bring out their top line. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if they give Shook the puck right off the face-off.
They still had Daniel, I think, as the extra attacker. They swapped him out for Brenner because Brenner was a little bit exhausted. But like I said, the majority of the offense, especially this weekend, 3 of the 4 goals yesterday, and the majority of the chances tonight for NC State has come from that top line. So no surprise that they're going to stay out there. I am a little bit surprised that Rowan decided to call that timeout. I'm not sure if they were thinking about the fact that NC State's top line had just spent 60 seconds out there and were a little bit tired, but they've given them that extra rest, and we'll see what NC State can draw up here off the draw. They've got a little time after, but there's not a whole lot. It's got to get to the net quick.
Yeah, and that allowed NC State to get their top defensive pair in Cox and McConaughey out there. And with 7 seconds, we saw Rowan nearly steal one at the end of the second period. NC State's going to try to steal one to tie the game right here.
Herman off the draw, the best face-off man. It's tangled up in the circle. Labrizzi over there pushes it into the corner. It'll be pinned there, and the game will come to a close. 1-0 win for Rowan as they shut out NC State after being shut out last night.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to A.J. Colella in the net. Went 5 straight periods without allowing a goal. He's getting a lot of praise. Definitely put the team on his back tonight. 24 save shutout tonight for Colella. He's definitely the player of the game. Just after the first 4 goals he saw yesterday, he locked in. And the fact that he had a back-to-back road game trip and he was able to put up a shutout tonight is truly impressive. A lot of props to A.J. Colella.
Unfortunately for NC State, they got a lot of chances, but they couldn't put one past A.J. Colella, so they'll drop the season series to Rowan 2-1. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with postgame on the other side. Final count, Rowan 1, NC State 0.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Life is for learning, from baby steps to big ideas. We plan, try, fail, and do better next time. Each day is a new experiment, a fresh chance to seek answers, connection, purpose. The mind is not a vessel to be filled. It's rocket fuel. And when you start at NC State University, you can't be stopped. NC State. Think and do.
Hey there, doing some yard work? Installing a new fence, flowers, or shrubs? Stop! Don't dig just yet! You have buried gas, electric, and even internet lines down there. Before you pick up a shovel, pick up a phone or go online and contact 811. 811 is a free service. Yes, free! 811 is the first step to having those buried utilities marked. 811 keeps you safe, protects the lines, and it's the law. This safety message brought to you by North Carolina 811.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop. Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, ice pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all ice pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Well, the roles reversed tonight as NC State shut out by the Rowan Profs. 1-0 the final count. Chris Lehman, Nick Perazzi back with you here post-game at Invisalign Arena. And it felt a little bit like that one stretch NC State had in the first semester tonight where they were able to get around the net. They were able to get some quality chances. They just couldn't put it past a really solid goaltender.
Yeah, it kind of just mimicked the first game they played against Rowan, where they were able to play really great defense, had a great goaltending. I believe it was Toyer who played Rowan the first time, only allowed 2 by him in that game up in Virginia, but no goals on the board tonight for NC State. We saw a lot of offensive lulls during that time as well, and not a great way to back up that 4-goal first period tonight. Now 5 straight periods without a goal.
Yeah, and I think a lot of props to A.J. Colella. Maybe not quite as much in the second and third period. Still some good shots, but he made some 10-bellers in the first period that kept NC State from taking that lead. And if the Ice Pack get one of those to go in the first, who knows how the game goes after that. But for NC State, again, discipline came back to bite him a little bit. I talked about it. Having Nick Shook in the penalty box for that crucial power play late doesn't help too much. There were a couple times as well where NC State created some abbreviated power plays for themselves by taking some penalties while they were up a man, and that kind of stuff ends up hurting them, I think, in the end. And the other thing was, I don't think they quite got to the dirty areas the way they wanted to either.
No, they didn't. I was thinking that while you were going on there, I was thinking NC State didn't really have the high-quality chance, like that really good chance. They had a lot of good chances, but they didn't have a great chance in front of the net tonight. And that dirty area we mentioned the second intermission with Alex Rossetto, they didn't really get there. Maybe a little bit towards the end of the period where they were able to get on that power play. But when they got on that power play, that's when Nick Shook took the penalty, despite going on the power play. When you're missing your leading goal scorer in a situation like that, 2 penalties the third period, that kills you.
Well, we talked about how good A.J. Colella was tonight. Isaac Toyer was about equally as good. He stops 26 of 27. Actually, in terms of saves, he made a few more than Colella did. But when you look at it, Toyer did a great job, kept NC State in the game. There were a couple of good chances for Rowan in that third period where they could have added to the lead and made it that much more difficult on NC State. But Toyer, good vision through traffic, I felt like, good rebound control, and he's a big reason why in those waning minutes, NC State still had a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, when you look back to this series against Rowan, they allowed 1 goal in 6 periods, and they were missing 2 of their top defensemen over in Europe. And then looking at tonight, they didn't get a goal on the board tonight. You're still missing some of those people like Garrett Arini, Drew Bressingham over in Europe right now. If they had those guys, who knows what it would have been like tonight. But tonight, it kind of just felt like they weren't able to get into the high slot. But Isaac Toyer, I think, played his best game of the season tonight. Looked phenomenal out there, kept his team in it. The one by him right off a face-off. Sometimes the puck just finds a way of its own.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for NC State, the puck never found its way into the Rowan net. 1-0 win for the Profs. We'll be back here on the postgame.
Life is for learning, and that doesn't stop with graduation. A great university goes far beyond campus. It allows you to see the big picture. A great university gives you tools, community, partnership, a launch pad. You don't just go to NC State University. You take us with you. NC State. Think and do.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually like in my studio. With
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? This is Kid Kinetic, your boy, up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Back here in Invisalign Arena, Nick Perazzi here with former Ice Pack player and helping out in the absence of Tim Healy, Alex Fong. Alex, obviously it wasn't in the Ice Pack's way tonight, losing 1-0. What were some things you saw that you guys thought you could do better tonight?
Power play. We got a lot to work on there. We looked good yesterday. We kind of got away from what made us successful, so we'll get back to that in practice this week.
Now, going into yesterday, after the break, a lot of people were saying in that locker room it's must-win area right now for the Ice Pack. Can't lose any games, a loss tonight. But there's still stuff to be proud about this series. Only 1 goal allowed through 6 periods. The goaltenders have been phenomenal, the defense as well. What are some other positives you guys have going forward into next week's game against Delaware?
Yeah, when we stick to our systems, we play together as a team, and our forecheck has been good when we've been running it. So just stick to that stuff.
One final thing, going into that game next week against Delaware, up towards the top of the standings in the division, a big division game. This one did not count towards the division game, but as the games get shorter and shorter in terms of how many you've got left, how important is each game going forward now?
Yeah, every game. Every game's a must-win.
All right, Alex Fong with me here tonight. Me and Chris will be back to wrap things up here on PackTV.
Welcome to Moe's!
At Moe's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Moe's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Locally owned and operated by an NC State graduate, the Red and White Shop is your source for all things NC State. Just off campus in the Ridgewood Shopping Center at 3526 Wade Avenue, the Red and White Shop has everything the NC State fan needs. Sporting goods and memorabilia, your favorite NC State team apparel, tailgating essentials, Ice Pack gear. A proud sponsor of the NC State hockey team, a percentage of all Ice Pack sales go back to the team. Stop by today or visit us online. The Red and White Shop.
From the top of D.H. Hill Library.
Don Diablo. Oh yeah, this is actually in my studio.
WKNC HD3 Raleigh.
Hey, what's up and what's going on, folks? It's Kid Kinetic, your boy up here at the top of the hour. And guess what I got? A treat that's too sweet to beat.
This is Wolf Bites Radio.
Oh, that's really sweet.
NC State.
Oh, stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I was wondering if you guys wanted me. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's a fake.
Oh! I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Well, NC State coming out on the wrong end of the result tonight. 1-0 win for the Rowan Profs. A pair of shutouts this weekend. NC State got the 4-0 win last night. But Nick, NC State, as we heard the assistant coach Alex Fong mention, got to turn the page. They've got another tough test next weekend as they head up north for 2 games against the University of Delaware.
Yeah, and fortunately for them, though, I believe they'll be getting those players in Europe back, as well as head coach Tim Healy, and they could have used them tonight on the offensive end. However, this team defensively, though, is proven to be one of the top defensive teams in the league, holding now, I think, 12 games now where they've held a team below 3 goals. So they've played their brand of hockey in terms of defense. The problem, though, can they get the goals on offense? They have rock-solid goaltending with Toyer tonight. They had Lawrence last night. Even Eric Daniel has been phenomenal as well, assuming he's going to get the start next week. So going into that Delaware game, I think you got to put a lot of focus on the power play, like Alex Fong mentioned, and also I think you've got to put a lot of focus on the offense as a whole.
Yeah, well, as we talk about this, and you mentioned, of course, getting the guys back, we talked about how the bottom 6 played really well last night, and I thought they held their own pretty well again tonight. Really, though, when you look at who you bring back, you add a little bit of strength and a little bit of scoring power, inject that into the middle 6 of that forward lineup, and maybe those matchups change a little bit and you generate a little bit more. So I think when you look at the personnel in the lineup you had tonight, you got a pretty good effort out of the guys. You didn't get the goal, and sometimes that's how hockey goes. You just don't get the bounce where you need it, and that's kind of how it went for NC State tonight. But going to turn the page, they'll head up to Delaware next week to take on the Blue Hens in a pair of games games on Friday and Saturday before coming back in a couple of weeks. We'll have you covered again here at Invisalign Arena as NC State welcomes in the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest University in a home and home. Until then, we say stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Final count, Rowan 1, NC State nothing. That was a good wrap up. It was. That one just flowed. That was a good one.
Thank you. Have a good night.